good afternoon to you. Welcome to high school football action on Central Illinois Sports, round 2 of the IHSA Class 1A playoffs, live from Calhoun High School, where the 7-3 Calhoun Warriors play host to the 10-0 Camp Point Central Panthers. Alongside Jack and John Hull, Tim Hull, Thomas Hull, and it's really a whole family reunion here today. I'm Charlie Hull, and this is the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports. A rematch of what was the best game of the season in the WIVC regular season. Should be a dandy this afternoon. Winner moves on to the quarterfinals, and the loser starts basketball practice on Monday afternoon. We'll talk more about the matchup. What else is going on around the area and around the state? It's all coming your way on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show after this.
Are you looking to streamline your banking? Great Rivers Bank has just what you need with our streamlined checking and savings accounts. Earn high interest rates or get cash back on debit card purchases with your qualifying account. Plus, ATM fee refunds. Certain qualifications required. Call or visit our website today at www.greatriversbank.bank to get started. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, West Central Illinois, are you looking for a great deal on a vehicle? Well, at Westtown Ford, we have a lot full of vehicles. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. We've got them all, and a lot of them at Westtown Ford in Jacksonville.
Seed selection is one of the important decisions required to achieve yield goals. Logan Agri-Service represents top seed lines in the industry like Lewis Hybrids, Stein Seed, and AgriGold, and focuses on products developed to meet or exceed our customers' expectations. Sit down with one of our experienced local seed experts who will work with you to help select top-producing corn hybrids and soybean varieties tailored for your specific soils and fertility levels. Or visit us online at loganag.com. Logan Agri-Service, serving agriculture since 1962.
Grab the game while your kids are busy. You know, streaming, gaming, and homework. Now you can teach your kids the value of $1 by showing bundles with Cascom. Bundle telephone, internet, and TV. Bundle 2 for a double play or 3 for a triple play. Plus, save $20 a month for 3 months for a limited time. Then you can tell everyone how you help them with their math homework. Call Cascom about bundles today at 1-800-252-1799. Cascom at 1-800-252-1799.
Back with you live on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show with locations in Pittsfield, Barry, Liberty, and Hannibal. Great Rivers Bank is here to serve all of your banking needs. Learn more about the location nearest you or online at greatriversbank.bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. The Calhoun Warriors and the Camp Point Central Panthers live today from Calhoun as the Warriors getting ready to take the field here in front of a big home crowd, the first home playoff game since the year 2016, and these Warriors fans are excited to be here this afternoon, as are the fans who have traveled from Camp Point here today. We're excited that you've joined us on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. We told you these two teams squared off in week 2 of the regular season, and that, well, folks, was a long time ago now. Camp Point Central was the victor that day, 30-22 over Calhoun. And one of the crazier games you've seen, that was the halftime score, and it looked like it might be a high-scoring affair. And then all of a sudden, the second half, the defenses showed up, and both pitched shutouts in the second half. Camp Point Central came away with a 30-22 victory. Camp Point Central's 10-0 on the season. They defeated North Green 40-8 in week 1, 30-22 winner over Calhoun in week 2. 60-0 over Beardstown, 44-6 over Minden Unity. In week 5, they beat their rival Brown County, the Hornets, 45-0. Jacksonville around 53-6, 60-0 over Triopia. Carrollton a 46-6 winner in that contest, and then a 59-13 win over West Central before putting a running clock on Bridgeport Red Hill last week in Camp Point. The Warriors, well, it's been a little more interesting for Aaron Elmore's squad. They started the year with a 50-14 win over Route, then lost to Camp Point Central 30-22. Looked like they had righted the ship and beat North Green the week after, 56-20, but then back-to-back losses, 30-19 to West Central and 42-26 to Greenfield Northwestern. But the Warriors have figured out a way to reel off now 5 in a row. They defeated Carrollton 61-0, 42-0 against Pleasant Hill Western, 42-0 against Brown County, 41-0 against Beardstown, with those shutouts all packed up in a row there. And then last week on the road in an upset, according to the rankings, 42-14 over Hayworth. And that's how the Warriors have arrived here today as the host team in this afternoon's matchup. It's the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Calhoun out on the field readying themselves for this afternoon's contest. Camp Point Central getting ready to take the field as well. We are 28 minutes and some change away from kickoff this afternoon on Central Illinois Sports. We'll step aside for a break here. We'll have visits with both coaches on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Stay tuned.
Here at Little Jess, we value hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership. We have a respect for heritage and tradition and believe in the pursuit of building legacies, breaking records, and putting forth award-winning results. That's why supporting schools and local teams is one of our favorite and most exciting parts of our business. For over 7 decades, we strive daily to use those same values as a foundation to meet our community's automotive needs and support our future generations. Little Jess Motors, serving our community since 1969.
Luke and Aaron Fessler at Fessler Insurance are here to help you with all of your insurance needs. Fessler Insurance, a Country Financial agency, provides life, health, auto, home, and farm insurance. Trust your insurance needs to the local folks at Fessler Insurance. Call for a quote today at 217-285-4429 or stop by at 1165 West Washington Street in Pittsfield for Fessler Insurance. Cedar Lake Campground has been owned and operated by the Kramberg family for over 50 years. Located off of Highway 24 between Coatesburg and Camp Point, Cedar Lake Campground is a quiet family campground that you're sure to enjoy. With 60 RV spots with water and electric and our 5-acre lake, it's a perfect spot for a weekend spent fishing, spending time with family, and enjoying the great outdoors. Find out more about Cedar Lake Campground on Facebook or call 217-455-4602.
Here in Pittsfield, we're focused on maintaining a healthy, diverse economic base to increase opportunities for our residents. Economic factors greatly affect a community's overall potential, and we strive to continue our prosperous culture. The availability of both commercial and industrial employment centers and new lucrative entrepreneurship opportunities are major assets for growth and development here in Pittsfield. In addition to providing employment and income to people, Pittsfield also boasts several tax incentive districts to further facilitate economic growth. Examples of growth and success can be seen throughout Pittsfield. Pittsfield is located within Pike County and widely known for the abundance of white-tailed deer, and is also home to companies that have capitalized from the region's natural resources. Located over on Madison Street, Whitetail Properties is a major local and international employer that truly embodies the local and economic spirit of Pittsfield. State-of-the-art communications and telecommuting are available here. Be sure to catch their televised series throughout the week on the Sportsman Channel. Come grow and be a part of something great in Pittsfield, Illinois.
Welcome back on the pregame show. Aaron Elmore, the head coach of the 7-3 Calhoun Warriors. Coach, we saw you way back early in the season in one of the best games I worked, but a lot of things have happened since then, and it might be a little different today than it even was then.
Yeah, I think both teams are it's been a long season. We've ironed out all of our kinks, and it was very hot at that time. It's nice and cold today, and I think both teams are playing really good football right now.
I thought it was interesting when your team went on that little bit of a skid. Your kids really rose to the occasion against Carrollton and said, hey, we're not letting this season get away. And I told lots of people when I saw you drew Hayward's got their hands full.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some adversity this year we've had to overcome, and that's good. It makes the team stronger and mentally tougher. But we've kind of got things going, and ever since that Carrollton game, we've just continued to get better.
A lot of people talk about the Stanley boy and what a great athlete he is, and he's kind of a key to this game, I think.
Yeah, he is, and him along with several of our guys, have really improved and understand the little things it takes to be successful, and we're looking forward to seeing what these guys can do today.
When I think about your team and Camp Point Central, both have 8, 9, 10 kids that could carry the ball at any time. Yeah, you've got a big stud and a fullback. They've got a big stud and a fullback. But boy, you got kids that can get outside on either side and take the ball all the way to the number.
Yeah, we got about 6 guys that carry the ball quite often for us. 3 or 4 of them can really scoot. So they're the same way. They got several guys that they get involved, and we're just trying to put ourselves in the best position to have some success.
The size of your linemen really was a negator for them early in that game that you played before. And your guys you've got a lot more size than they've got on the line.
Yeah, we have some guys that are pretty good size. They can move fairly well. I feel like our offensive defensive line has really improved since week 2. We have a few different guys that are in the mix that wasn't in that game. But no, we feel like our guys have really improved.
I think if we were talking about a game 2 in the playoffs, to have a day like this weather-wise and you to be able to be in the kingdom of Calhoun's a pretty good thing for you, I would think. Yeah,
we're pretty excited about being at home. You know, it's been 7 years since we've had a home playoff game, and the community's super excited. The kids are. We want to come out here and perform today.
We wish you the best of luck. We thank you so much for working with the kids and doing all the great things you do, Aaron. I loved watching you play, and I love watching you coach. Thanks for the time. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Pre-game show, back with more after these.
The thing for me that really separates DOT, senior leadership and the owners of the business really focus on employee engagement.
We have some of the best people managers.
The Tracy family, senior leaders throughout the business, really all of our leaders care about the employees that work here.
And that allows for a lot of families to come work at Dot Foods, and I think that's part of it, is being able to have all those different schedules and the flexibility to be able to move things around when life happens.
Before the TAVR, I was very active, worked out at the Croc Center. I would say less than a week. Well, of course, Amy tells me I couldn't do squats. She even wrote it in my discharge paper. Great big, Sandy, no squats. So I did a couple.
Oh my word.
Don't tell her.
I knew she was going to, but I have the best job in the world to get to work with these patients.
Make your dream kitchen and bath a reality with help from Pike County Lumber. We'll create a design to fit your lifestyle and your needs. Quartz countertops, quality onyx that offers dozens of colors. From start to finish, trust the knowledge and experience at Pike County Lumber.
Griffin Signs and Time at 122 South 9th Street in Quincy is a full-service sign company that can complete any project, from fully wrapping your entire fleet of vehicles, digital signs, storefronts, to creating small banners and signs. The right and professional signage is the difference of getting the job, heading folks in the correct direction to find you, or creating a brand recognition for potential customers. Put the right signs in your customer's mind with Griffin Signs and Time. Call 217-228-7470.
Welcome back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Brad Dixon, the head coach of the 10-0 Camp Point Central Panthers. Week 2 of the playoffs at Calhoun. A little different situation than the first time, but a beautiful day to play the game.
Yeah, I mean, you can't ask for much more, especially after what we had last week and what we had last year in round 2, where it was about 30 degrees and 40-mile-an-hour winds. So, yeah, we'll take this weather anytime we can get it.
What's different about you playing them here than it was at home for you guys?
I mean, obviously we got to get on a bus and travel, but we've done that over time. So we've been down here. I mean, really once the game settles in, doesn't matter what kind of game it is, it'll turn into assignments and who can execute, hang on to the football, things like that. So, you know, that stuff's always good for everybody on the outside to talk about. You know, can you beat a team a second time and all that stuff? But there's no player out on the field thinking that when the ball's being snapped. Obviously, we've both improved throughout the year. You know, we're going to need to take care of the ball, both of us. I'm sure they want to have a couple plays back. We'd like to have a few plays back from that first game, and you know, but it is today, and you just gotta. It's an elimination game, so it's a 1-0 type day today.
You played a lot of people who have over-adjusted coming in to play against you. Aaron Elmore's not a guy that's going to change a lot of things, and neither is Brad Dixon.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, obviously there's a few things. They hit us on a jet reverse last time. You know, we hit them on a tipped wheel pass, kind of a crazy thing. So we had a few of those plays. There might be some of that stuff today. You got to stay in the fight no matter what happens. They scored within 3 plays, and then they returned a kick, and then we got up 30-14, you know, and it looked like maybe we were going to get the edge, and then it was 30-22 at half, and it's like, okay, is it going to be 60-50? And then no one scored in the second half. So you got to stay in it, and you just got to really focus in on what your assignments are, what your jobs are, make sure we get lined up correctly, finish plays, and you know, we're going to have to punt well, and some of those things we're just going to have to on a day like today.
And take care of the ball. Both of you need to take care of it.
Yeah, I mean, we, knock on wood, have been pretty good all year on taking care of the ball, and so have they, obviously. You know, so it's just it's a clash of 2 teams that are playing pretty well, and obviously someone's going home and someone's moving on, and you know, we've got all of our guys healthy, and you know, that's all we can ask for at this time of year.
with your seniors, you're a guy that's going, I want them to have another game at home. So this really means a lot to you.
Yeah, 12 of them that have been through the fight, been through last year's run, that understand what it's like to. We got on a bus and went over to Ridgeview last year, and obviously we've been on the road several times. Just down to Carrollton a couple weeks ago. Obviously there's more on this game than it was then, but that was a Saturday game. I really liked where that was in our schedule because we kind of got to get into this routine. We took yellow buses there. Obviously we took yellow buses here. So we're prepared in that regard. Obviously we've got great kids, phenomenal coaching staff. We just got to go out and execute, and we're going to let the chips fly where they do.
When I get the stat sheet ready, I got to tell you, it's kind of a challenge putting all those running backs in there. I don't have enough lines, but I always know where to put Nick Moore. That's one of those solid things that you've had for 3 years.
Yeah, and Nick's as steady as they come. Obviously, we were rotating a ton of running backs in, which is why we're healthy at this point. And Gavin Blewett's sitting there. He's playing tight end and playing safety for his third year. He'd be one of the best quarterbacks in the WIBC. He's just been behind Nick, and Nick's been solid. But when Nick went out last year, Gavin won us 4 games in the middle of the season. So, we had 2 seniors there in that position. Coach Ray and Nick got a great relationship. Nick understands what we're trying to do, and we've unleashed Nick a little bit more. And we probably will a little bit more today.
Play a little Panther football today, and we'll see you after the game.
All right, thank you.
Good luck. Another pregame with Brad Dixon, hoping to have more. More comes your way on the broadcast after these.
Are you short on time or budget, but your family is hungry? It's time for the Maya Authentic Mexican Restaurant in Pittsfield. Try the Maya Special, a crowd favorite. Delicious grilled fajitas, steaks, nachos Mexicano, salads in a tortilla bowl, the tastiest salsa and cheese sauce around, and the fastest service anywhere. You can afford it. It's the Maya Mexican Restaurant on Washington Street. Call ahead with your order and you can pick it up in the drive-thru, 217-285-4526. The Maya Restaurant in Pittsfield.
Since 1921, Farmers State Bank of Camp Point has been a vital part of our community's history. We are proud of our growth, our community leadership, and our success, which is only possible because of all those who shared this journey with us. We are grateful to the generations of loyal customers, families, businesses, employees, officers, and directors who have shaped not only our story, but our entire communities. Thank you. We look forward to serving you and your future generations for the next 100 years. Farmers State Bank and Camp Point. Together, we are a strong, united community.
For nearly 40 years, the Niebuhr Funeral Home has been serving our area with professionalism and compassion. This is our business, our hometown. You can be assured we take great personal pride in serving your family in your time of loss. We're locally owned. We're your friends and neighbors. We care about you and your family. Niebuhr Funeral Home, with locations in Pittsfield and Barry, serving our community with compassion and respect.
One size fits all. That may be all right for an adjustable belt or cheap sunglasses, but when it comes to your financial needs, no one wants a one-size-fits-all strategy. Derek Harris is your Pike and Adams County area Edward Jones financial advisor. Derek Harris's most important goals are yours. That's why Derek will take the time to understand your needs so he can recommend personalized strategies with your goals in mind. Contact Derek Harris today at 217-222-7173. Knowing you, that's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Member SIPC. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You've heard that phrase many times, and Rod Prentice in Pittsfield, your State Farm agent, is the guy you can count on to be your friend and neighbor in the insurance business. He has a complete line of insurance available for you from State Farm Insurance. You can reach him at 217-285-6930. Our family trusts Rod Prentice with all of our insurance needs. Stop by their office on Washington Street and see the girls in Rod Prentice, your State Farm agent, 217-285-6930.
Welcome back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports. The Calhoun Warriors and the Camp Point Central Panthers for you this afternoon in this Class 1A. Second round contest. Warriors getting to host. Some people said, well, how come they get to host? They're the lower seed. Well, that's how it works in the IHSA. First, it looks at the seeding. And then also they take into account if you've hosted as many times as your opponent. So if, let's say both of them had played at home last week, this game would have been at Camp Point Central. But since the Warriors were on the road, they get to host here tonight or this afternoon. And Jack, the first time since 2016 they've hosted a playoff game here at Calhoun. And with the tradition that this Calhoun program has, that's probably about as long of a break as they've had in 30 years probably.
Yeah, because back in the Rick Johns days, they hosted a lot of games. I saw Arcola, Bloomington Central Catholic, and many others play here. An Auburn team that had beat everybody else in the WIVC got spanked here. This Calhoun program over the years was tremendous. Back-to-back championships in 92 and 93. And the head coach at Calhoun, Aaron Elmore, J.D. Lorton, also one of the assistants, Casey Longnecker, one of the assistants, were all on those teams. In fact, J.D. was the quarterback of the first one. Casey was the quarterback of the second one. So tradition runs rich.
Bob Ray alongside, and Bob, this Camp Point Central squad, well, these kids this is not a new experience for them playing on a Saturday afternoon. Brad Dixon actually talked about in his pregame interview how he liked that the Carrollton game was on a Saturday afternoon that late in the season, so it kind of helped them a little bit. But these kids have played a lot of Saturdays in their high school career.
Yeah, it's unusual, especially the first 9 weeks. I know we've played at Route on Saturday afternoons before, but it gives you the flavor of what's coming up. And, yeah, it's a nice, bright afternoon. It dialed up a beautiful weather day here in Calhoun County, and we'll be able to watch the plays unfold with a little more brightness this afternoon, Charlie.
The field looks to be in tremendous shape here for the first weekend in November. Temperature at game time going to be right around 58 degrees. Just a slight breeze, just an absolutely beautiful overcast afternoon for high school football action here at Calhoun High School. Elsewhere in the playoffs today, Chicago Hope Academy and Aurora Christian. These are 1A games, of course. Belleville Althoff. I had to point that out before I read them just because you didn't probably expect them to be in 1A. They play Leroy today. Greenfield Northwestern is playing host to Casey Westfield. Of course, Camp Point Central and Calhoun here. And a game already underway in the first half, nearly halftime. Kewanee Weathersfield Anawan leads Morrison 6-0. Lena Winslow, the defending state champion, playing host to rival Forreston today. Stark County is on the road at Iditarod, and Salt Fork heads south to Cesar-Valier. On the 2A side of things, Athens plays host to Redbud. Farmington is at Bloomington Central Catholic and trailing 13-0 in that contest. With 3 minutes to play in the second quarter, Breeze Mater Dei is playing host to Johnston City, and Mater Dei leads 7-0 with 5 minutes to play in the half. Other games in 2A, Wilmington is at Downs Tri-Valley. Momence travels to Maroa Forsyth. Quincy Notre Dame takes their 5-5 record at home against Nashville today. Nashville had an early lead in that contest, 6-0 at last check. Taylor Ridge Rockridge, after being on the road as an 8-1 in the first round of the playoffs, they're at home this week against Seneca, and Shelbyville is at Vandalia today. And the 3A side of things, Fairbury Prairie Central plays host to Lombard Montania. Typical 3A team. Stanford Olympia is at Greenville in what was a heck of a bus ride this morning. Monmouth Roseville plays host to Princeton. Mount Carmel is hosting Sullivan Okaw Valley. Piatone plays host to Byron. Roxana welcomes St. Joseph Ogden to town. Roxana, an undefeated 10-0 team on the season, trying to pick up a big win for their program here this afternoon. Dupec travels to Stillman Valley, and Tolona Unity is playing host to DuQuoin. Last night, Rochester got a win over Coal City, 45-3. Other local game today would be Quincy. They're up north at Wheaton North as the Blue Devils put their undefeated record on the line here today in the second round. Calhoun won the coin toss. They have conducted that already. They deferred to the second half, and so Camp Point Central will be taking the ball to start the contest here today. And like we said, just could not ask for a better day against two really good opponents, and a lot of fans here at Calhoun still streaming in. The grills were fired up early. A lot of folks tailgating around the fairground area and around the school grounds here. Just a great small school atmosphere for high school football action here at Calhoun High School. We'll talk about, well, how that game went the last time, 30-22, but Jack and Bob will have the details for you on how that one shook out and what we might be able to expect in the rematch here today. Stay tuned on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show.
Jersey's World! Jersey's World! Party time! Excellent! Party on, James! Party on, Todd!
Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, where you can find the best burgers, sandwiches, and steaks, all locally sourced from GJY Beef Company.
We love beer! We love beer!
Ice cold draft beer. Enjoy one of our many craft selections on the patio. All at Jersey's Bar and Grill, 109 East Jefferson, Camp Point, Illinois.
Chris Nichols, managing broker and owner of PCRE Real Estate and Auction, has over 15 years of experience, specializing in selling hunting and recreational properties and farmland. Chris prides himself on combining buyers and sellers, both local and from around the country, to help both parties achieve their land investment goals. Chris takes the time to walk clients through the process of selling their property from start to finish, making the experience feel seamless and enjoyable. Contact Chris Nichols and PCRE Real Estate and Auction at 217-473-3777.
Prairie Land FS provides complete seed and application service. Our trained energy specialist, along with our crop specialist, can help you take your farming to the next level. Prairie Land FS, your leading supplier of choice.
At Full Throttle Parts, we do spray-on bed liners, a brand called Patriot Liner. It is very elite. It actually enhances the resale value of anything you put it on or off-road.
Go Full Throttle!
Go Full Throttle.
The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville, with locations in Griggsville, Mount Sterling, and Pittsfield. Maybe you ask, why choose Farmers National Bank of Griggsville? The answer is simple. Local people, local decisions, and local commitment with local investments. We have many products and services to meet your needs. We invite you to find out more about us. Go to fmbgriggsville.com and explore all the services we offer. Visit any of our 3 friendly locations in Mount Sterling, Griggsville, and Pittsfield today. The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville, local people helping local people, member FDIC.
Back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports. 30-22 was the score the last time these two teams matched up, Jack, and kind of a crazy game. All the points came in the first half.
Camp Point Central kicked off to Calhoun in the north end, and Miles Lorton on the first play from scrimmage went about 80 yards for a touchdown, but somebody blocked in the back on the 20-yard line and got called back. The next play, they scored a touchdown. And Calhoun came out hot as a firecracker. One of the few games the Panthers have been behind, played tough through that first half. Then the Panthers kind of got the smoke moving a little bit. They led by a 30-14 count before Calhoun would come back and make it 30-22 at halftime. And we thought, what's this going to be in the second half? A defensive battle with 2 goal line stands by the Panthers on the south end zone. It was a dandy football game, and we expect another one just like it today.
I think you heard both coaches talk in their pregame interviews that they've really grown a lot, and that's what we said, Bob, is week 2 was a long time ago now.
Well, yeah, if you ever want to watch how time flies, Charlie, week 2 seemed like just a hiccup ago, and here we are already week 11 as these teams reset. You know, that was the night of a lot of cramps that were going on the field, and a lot of players on both sides had to be attended to. That won't be an issue here today. And what I remember is a really dominant Calhoun performance near the end zones. And Central was running at that time the 4th and 5th running backs out there to get 2 or 3 yards at a time to get away from the goal line.
One of the other things that's different is Elijah Ginenbacher's at the fullback position pretty much 70% of the time now. Joseph Friday getting some playing time. He and Skimmerhorn, neither one played in that game. On the other side, the Stanley boy didn't play as much as he will in the game today, so a lot of things can happen on both sides. But one of the keys, I think, today is what Wyatt Skimmerhorn can do. He's had trouble getting his footing the last couple of times we've seen him, but when he can get outside, he's a difference maker. On the Calhoun side, their line is huge on both sides of the ball, and the Panthers have their work cut out for them today. We'll see if they can stand that 3-man front on the defensive side.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups. Today's starting lineups are sponsored by Farm and Home Supply. From snacks and hoodies to power tools and lawn chairs, no other place has it all like your local Farm and Home Supply. Check them out online at farmandhomesupply.com.
The Panthers are 10-0. Brad Dixon, their head coach. They'll have an inside linebacker, Zach Weir. He is a 6', 175-pound sophomore. Their kicker today is Marco Rodriguez. He is 5'6", 130 and a sophomore. Jack Thompson plays the split out, wears the number 12, 6'4", 165 and a senior. And the tight end and also free safety is Gavin Blewett. He's a 3-year starter, senior, 6'2", 190. Quarterback Nick Moore plays cornerback also does the punting, 6'1", 185 and a senior. Mason Miller is a tight end, wears the number 20 outside linebacker, 6'1", 185 and a senior. Drew Pabin, the left wing, the cornerback, the return man on kickoffs and punts, 5'9", 145 and a senior. Also a return man is Nate Peters, 6'1", 185 and a junior. We'll see Elijah Ginenbacher at the fullback and middle linebacker position, 6'1", 205 and a junior, the leading tackler on the squad. Right wing, Connor Griffin, inside linebacker also. He is 5'9", 180 and a senior. Caden Ekamp will play the defensive end position, wears the number 52, 6 foot, 195, and a sophomore. Reese Wilkie plays left guard, defensive end on the defensive side, 6 foot, 195, and a senior. Darren Riggs, a right tackle, outside linebacker, 57's his number. You'll hear his name a lot, 6 foot, 180, and a senior. Right guard, Wes Crooks, nose tackle also, 58, 5'9", 205, and a senior, and also leads the band. The left tackle is Robert Gooding, 6'3", 205, and a senior. In the center is Jaden Summey, 6'1", 205, and a junior. On the Calhoun side, 9 of the 11 play both ways. They're 7-3. Aaron Elmore is their head coach. Drew Wallendorf plays defensive back, 5'6", 135, and a junior. The kicker and punter, one of the running backs, defensive backs, a great athlete, a junior, Patrick Friedel, 5'9", 175. The end on the tight end, linebacker on the other side, 6 foot, 155, and a junior is Jacob Snyders. The tight end is number 8, defensive lineman also Charlie Calhoun, 6'3", 215. Jack Webster will play linebacker, 5'9", 165, and a junior. The quarterback is Miles Lorton. He's a lefty. Defensive back also 5'9", 145, and a senior. Running back Chris Stanley, linebacker also. He's a senior, 5'10", 185. Connor Linenecker is a fullback and a defensive lineman. The center is Bo Lorsback. Outside or offensive tackle, defensive line Talon Cronable. Outside or offensive tackle and defensive lineman Will Hurley. Offensive guards are Cole Robine and Luke Brandon.
They're going to have the national anthem here. We'll step aside and hear from the United States Army Band and Choir. When we come back, we'll kick it off from Calhoun, the Panthers and the Warriors on Central Illinois Sports.
Time to be thinking about tax planning. You can count on Illinois FBFM for accounting, consulting, and tax preparation for farmers and businesses in Pike, Brown, and Adams County. Phone 217-593-7233. That's 593-7233. Illinois FBFM can take care of your farm accounting needs. Get your accounts in order for this tax season. Contact Jesse Shootman, Emily Matthews, and Brad Wellman. Illinois FBFM in Camp Point, working for you. Press Yours On You would like to wish all the area teams the best of luck this year. If you're looking to get your team shirts or just looking for spirit wear for yourself, remember Press Yours On You. We have over 1,400 square foot of retail space in our shop. Stop by and see us and check out our offerings. Business lets us help you promote your brand. Decoration methods we offer include screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Thank you to everyone in our community for the support over the last 16 years. Thank you for supporting local. Press Yours On You, 506 West Wood, Camp Point, Illinois.
Whether you're a hunter or not, you're up for the season right now with our sale going through November 5th at your local farm home supply, including a great front page deal on Boss Babe right here. Plus, get $30 off our best-selling blind share. If you need a heater, we got it, including the Buddy Mr. Heater portable heaters. Grab $25 off all in-stock Ariat boots, including work boots and cowboy boots. If you got a pet at home, get $3 off our store brand Heartland Harvest 40-pound dog food. And if you still got some yard work to do, we got $20 off the steel blower set. Grab these deals and more now through November 5th. Find them all at farmandhomesupply.com.
We are just about ready for kickoff here at Calhoun. The cannon has fired, and we are Getting ready to roll here. Camp Point Central, the visiting white uniforms, gold numbers, black pants, gold helmets. Calhoun in the black gun, black uniforms with the red helmets, white numbers, and red trim here this afternoon. PCRE Real Estate and Auction brings you your scoreboard throughout the day here on Central Illinois Sports. PCRE Real Estate and Auction, your number one resource for buying or selling real estate in West Central Illinois and Northeastern Missouri. If you're looking to buy, sell, or auction farmland, recreational and hunting land, residential or commercial property, you've come to the right place. Learn more at PCRErealestate.com or call 217-285-5800.
Charlie, how about that guitar solo to kick us off at the Star Spangled Banner by that young Calhoun student? It was quiet here. You could have probably not heard a pin drop, but it was quiet. It won't be that quiet for another 90 minutes, but that was tremendous.
Young Mr. Browning with the national anthem. I tell you what, that takes some guts. There's, I'm going to guess 1,200 people in attendance here today. As a high school young man, that takes some guts to get out there all by yourself, and he did a tremendous job with our national anthem here this afternoon. Friedel has it teed up, ready to kick it off here for the Warriors. And back deep for Camp Point Central. Skimmerhorn, and also back there appears to be Paven. Not sure they'll have much of a chance to return this one, though. Jack with Friedel. Really not much wind, but he shouldn't have much trouble putting this one in the end zone if he chooses to do so. We're ready for action as the whistle is sounded, and we're underway. Skimmerhorn will go back, and this one will hit off of him, go into the end zone, and will be a touchback.
Touchback to start the game. Panthers first and 10, their own 20, and 12 minutes on the clock. Let's play high school football, WIBC style.
Friedel, one of the best kickers in the conference, wouldn't you say, Jack, that we've seen all year?
He's a good one. Not quite Knuffman, but he's pretty darn close. He can kick her. He can make a difference in the game, too.
First and 10 here for the Camp Point Central Panthers.
Usually a 4-4 for Calhoun, and I think that's how they'll line up. Big lineman.
Moore's under center with a single man split out wide to his left-hand side. Puts a man in motion from the right to the left. He'll hand it off to Ginnebacher. First play from scrimmage. Goes on the right side. Gets up across the 35 near the 36-yard line, or 26-yard line, I should say. A gain of 6 on the play. It brings up a second down and 4.
Bo Lohr's back, one of the first tacklers in there, Jack. He's had a lot for the year, and he's getting started right away this afternoon.
No huddle offense. Here come the Panthers.
Quick to the line of scrimmage in the same formation. Double wing set with a receiver wide left in Thompson. Put a man in motion. Hand it off again to Ginnebacher. Not much of a hole. Picks his way through, though. Going to gain another 5 yards on the play. They finally have him stood up and taken down near the 31-yard line. A 5-yard pickup, and that should be enough for a first and 10 for Camp Point Central.
Elijah starts today 2 carries for 11 of Panther first down.
Ginnebacher, really, the hole was plugged, so he went to his left and found an opening. That's a key to make adjustments in the game.
Just underway in the opening period, 11:22 in counting. Camp Point Central, the fresh set it out. Moore puts a man in motion and Paven. Hands it to him around the right side. Defensive end couldn't get it strung out enough that time, and a good gain here on the play. Knocked out of bounds out near the 40-yard line. It looks like a pickup of 9 yards on the play. Let's see where they spot it. If it's at the 41, it would be enough for a first down. We'll say the 40, so a 9-yard pickup brings up a second down and 1.
They moved it back to the 39 on you, Charlie, but Patrick Friedel, Jack Webster, the Calhoun Warrior tacklers to get started, 2nd and 1.
Little helmet to helmet that last time. Got to watch that.
They will be flying around here this afternoon on both sides of the ball. They'll hand it off on the left-hand side. Paven looking for running room. He gets hit hard. Still on his feet looking for yardage, but Jack Webster meets him in the hole at the line of scrimmage. No gain, no loss, and this will bring up a third down and a long one to go here for Camp Point Central.
One of the reasons it's so important to get that first down yardage, because if the team makes a stop, you got to make it happen. This is not 4-down territory in Panther territory.
3rd and a yard here. Moore takes a snap, hands it off to Ginnebacher. Left side, has the first down. Up near the 44-yard line. Needed 1, picked up 5 to the 44, and a first and 10 for the Panthers.
2 first downs, and we're going to see a quick clock today with these 2 offenses unless somebody does something I'm not expecting.
Patrick Friedel lures back again on the tackle for the Warriors, but after a gain of 4 for Elijah.
Just shy of midfield at their own 44-yard line for the white and gold Camp Point Central Panthers. 2 receivers now out wide to the right-hand side. Moore makes sure they're set. He's under center now, barks out the cadence. Puts a man in motion, going to pitch it outside to Ginnebacher. Looking for the corner, meets some resistance near midfield, and is taken down there at the Calhoun 49-yard line. A pickup on the play of 7 yards. It'll bring up a second down and 3.
Ginnebacher picking up big yardage, and that's what you do with the wing T. You set that fullback and then hope you can get those wings out. breaking out outside. We haven't seen Griffin carry the ball yet today, and he can be a difference maker too. Had a touchdown in that last game on a pass.
Ball just inside Warrior territory now for Camp Point Central. Double wing, receiver wide to the left. They put Pavin in motion. Now they'll bring him back to the left side of the formation. 10 seconds still on the play clock here. Moore looks to the sideline, and they got to go here. 5 seconds of the play clock because he's back under center now. Puts a man in motion. Hands it off to the fullback in Ginnenbacher, and nothing there this time. No gain on the play at the 49. 3rd down and 3.
After 6, 5, 5, and 7, no yards for Ginnenbacher on that one. Nice defense by Calhoun.
Interior lineman Luke Brandon on the first to the stop, Charlie.
Calhoun flying around defensively here. 9-11 and counting in the opening quarter. 3rd down, and it's a long 3. It's closer to 4 yards to go here. Ball is halfway between the 49 and the 50.
Jacob Snyders comes off the field with an equipment problem.
Single receiver out wide to the right-hand side. Nick Moore, the senior quarterback, under center. Puts a man in motion. Now he'll keep it himself on the left side. Moore's got the first down and more. He is taken out inside the 40, down near the 38-yard line. Pick up on the play of 11 yards and a 1st and 10 for Central.
Moore started running the ball a lot more in the last 3 weeks than he had all season long.
1st and 10 for the Camp Point Central Panthers. Up to the line quickly here. The man in motion, hands to the motion man, that's Pavin. Has blockers out in front. Calhoun does a nice job to string it out. Pavin trying to pick his way through. Won't find much running room here as he's taken out by Pat Friedel for no gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
What a play by Friedel that time. Picked him up and threw him to the ground. Wasn't long ago we saw penalties for that, and I don't like that penalty when they call that one.
Just a good hard tackle after the run at the edge.
It is 2nd down, and, well, they're actually going to give them a little bit of a forward progress of about a yard on the play to the 37-yard line. So 2nd down and 9, we'll call it.
We switched the tempo up, Charlie. Nick went to the sideline to get to play this time.
Calhoun really selling out on the outside, and that's why the middle's been open. Let's see what's going on the left side now.
2nd down and 9 yards to go. Griffin goes in motion. He'll hand it off up the gut to Ginnenbacher. Met with some resistance right away, but keeps the legs moving. Fights his way down near the 32-yard line. A pickup of 5 yards on the play. It results in a 3rd and 4 and what is now 4-down territory for Camp Point Central.
Possession on the ball of about, 4.5 minutes already.
Walter Ployster in there for the tackle, but the linebackers for Calhoun are very active so far, Jack. They're making a lot of plays.
Camp Point Central again sends Moore to the sideline for the play call here. He brings it to the huddle. Maybe Michigan was in attendance last week. Double wing formation, single man to the left, and Moore is under center. Hands it off on the left-hand side, Ginnenbacher. Puts his shoulders down, has the first down here. They'll mark him down near the 28-yard line, a 4-yard pickup, and another 1st and 10.
4th first down of the ball game as this all started on the 20 of Camp Point Central. And here comes 3 new backs into the game. Joseph Friday, Wyatt Skimmerhorn, and Nate Peters, normally that switch.
We had about a 5-minute possession so far, Jack, for the first group. Now we'll give this second group some chances here. We're probably in 4-down territory now.
I don't know what Jack Thompson picked up, but there was something on the field.
1st and 10 from the 28-yard line of Calhoun for Central. Thompson is the man wide to the right-hand side. Put a man in motion, hand it off to the motion man. That's Skimmerhorn looking for room on the left side. Gets hit and it's taken down in the backfield for a loss of a yard. Friedel again, I believe.
Yeah, Skimmerhorn's one of those guys that tries to run it a little bit too wide. When you fill in like Calhoun does, there's no place to go. He's got to find that seam and hit it hard.
He tried to cut it back up front, but Friedel linebacker filled that hole perfectly.
Nice defense by Calhoun again. This is a great football game to start. Man, things are looking good.
2nd down, ball nearer to the 30-yard line than the 29 at the moment. It's a long 11, short 12.
Original starting backfield back in the game, I do believe now, but Nate Peters may be in there still.
Nearly halfway through this first quarter on a 2nd and long for Camp Point Central. Deep in Warrior territory, takes the snap. They hand it off to the first man through. That's Ginnenbacher. Short gain on the play, trying to get the legs churning down to the 25-yard line. He'll be taken down there after a gain of 5, and this will bring up a 3rd down and 6.
Miles Lorton, the cornerback, in to help with that stop, Charlie.
See a lot of guys play both ways, and coaches are not afraid to play their best athletes on both sides of the ball.
I don't know what they're picking up on the field, but this is the second area where they've been picking up pieces of something white.
I don't know what it is. 3rd down and 6 here. 5:25 and counting in the first quarter. Moore fakes the handoff, going to pitch it to Thompson. Thompson trying to get the corner on the left side. Ooh, nice open field tackle out there. Taken down by Wallendorf that time. Central tried a little razzle-dazzle that time. They'll mark him right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. And it's 4th down, and they're calling it closer to 7 yards to go now.
Jack Thompson ran that play, a week ago and went 69 yards or something, but that time closing in is Calhoun. Playing that straight-up defense. Nice job there.
Good one-on-one tackle. If that hadn't been made, Jack would have had the first down, I think.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, Calhoun tackles like Camp Point Central. When they get you in their grasp, you don't get away.
Central with a big 4th down play here. Calhoun trying to get the stop. 3 seconds on the play clock, and Central will be forced to call the timeout as things were a little late getting set up there for the Panthers, and they wanted to make sure they have everything like they want it for this big 4th down play. 4 minutes, 34 seconds to play in the first. Timeout, Camp Point. Back with you after this.
Best Systems Insulators offer insulation for homes and commercial buildings throughout Central Illinois and the surrounding areas. We take great care to ensure that the insulation products we use are the best fit for our clients and their project. We understand that different buildings have different needs and that each of our clients has a unique set of goals. Let us work with you to find the best solution for your next project. Call Best Systems Insulators at 217-285-6005. That's 285-6005, or visit them online at GoBestSystems.com.
You're getting thirsty, bold, refreshing. So good. I mean, dude.
4 minutes, 34 seconds to play in the opening quarter. No score on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. A 4th and 7 for Camp Point Central from the Calhoun 25-yard line after the timeout. Moore is back to pass, rolling to his right, has some time, now feels pressure, steps up, throws, and it's incomplete. Too high over the top of the intended man in Thompson, and the Calhoun defense with a big stop early in this contest.
I'm not sure Jack was even far enough to get the first down on that one either, and the ball kind of sailed out of bounds.
So a turnover on downs at the 25-yard line, and that's where the Warriors will start 1st and 10 here on their first offensive possession of this afternoon's contest.
A lot of ball possession by the Panthers, Charlie, but we didn't get any points on the scoreboard yet.
From their own 25, here come the Calhoun Warriors. Miles Lorton leads the team to the line of scrimmage. A single man split out wide to the right-hand side as Lorton's under center. He'll take the snap. He'll hand it off along the right-hand side. This is Chris Stanley. Stanley looking for running room up across the 26 to the 27-yard line. 2-yard pickup on the play. Brings up a 2nd down and 8.
Connor Griffin from his linebacker spot comes in for the tackle, assist by Caden Niekamp. Connor's played a lot of really good linebacker lately, Jack.
That counter really looked like it was wide open, and he closed in on that at the last moment.
2nd down, 8 yards to go for Calhoun. 4 minutes remaining in this first quarter as both teams keep it on the ground. Keep that clock rolling. Lorton under center again here. Line comes set now for the black-clad Warriors. He'll hand it off to the second back along the left-hand side. That is Friedel. He's up across the 30, near the 31. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Warriors.
Connor Griffin and Darren Rigg again. Jack, you mentioned Darren in the pregame. He's in the action already.
Yeah, look for Niekamp and Genenbacher when everybody's doing their job to make a lot of tackles. But right now, Rigg's doing a good job, and Connor Griffin very active on those first couple of plays. Big possession right here.
Calhoun trying to keep the chains moving early here. 3rd and 4 on their first offensive possession of the game. Lorton under center. Long snap count. Puts a man in motion, and Stanley gives it to him. Looking for room along the right-hand side. 1st down and more. 40-yard line. Tripped up, taken down. Shy of the 45 at the 44. A pickup of 13 yards on the play. And a 1st and 10 for Calhoun.
Stanley able to turn the corner, something the Panthers were not able to do. Big yardage as he gets it all the way to the 44-yard line of Calhoun. Breathing room at the 3-minute mark.
Nick Moore with the stop on that, Jack, but it's still a good gain for the Warriors on their 3rd down play.
Under 3 minutes to play in the first now. Fresh set of downs for the Warriors from the 44-yard line. Lorton takes the snap. He'll hand it off along the left-hand side. Friedel. Panthers have it stretched out well this time, and they'll tackle Friedel for a 1-yard loss.
There's some good pressure by the Panthers for the attack on the backfield. I see Drew Pabin, Caden Niekamp, Connor Griffin there. The first one's on the stop. Connor's off to a good start.
A loss on that play, but let's take a look at the replay on the Northwestern Mutual Instant replay on that big play by Stanley as they got him outside once he turned that corner. A really nice job blocking out in front by the Warrior offensive front to pick up that first down.
We haven't seen Miles Orton with a carry, Jack. We saw a lot of that in week 2.
He kept the ball and ran for big yardage.
Second down and 11 yards to go here. Quarterback takes a snap. That's Snyder's. He's back to pass. He now is going to try to duck it and run. Actually, I think that's Jack Good. Is that not Jack Good that took the snap that time? Was it not?
That's 12. Miles Orton.
Okay, the number was folded over on me, Bob. Looked like a 5.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Lost to the 41-yard line. Another loss of 2 on the play. And it's 3rd and 13 for the Warriors.
Could have lost more as the first man in on that tackle had him go by him, but who ended up closing that one out, Bob?
Reese Wilkie and Caden Niekamp, but credit to Zach Weir and Gavin Blewett for covering the receivers.
3rd down and 13 yards to go here for the Calhoun Warriors as they come set at their own 41-yard line. Put a man in motion. They'll hand it off to Stanley, looking for running room. Now tries to cut back to the middle of the field and meets Elijah Ginnenbacher near the original line of scrimmage. Gains 2 on the play to the 43-yard line. Then it'll be a 4th down and a punting situation here for Calhoun.
You look at the flags in the goalpost. There's no wind blowing at that end. On this end, not much. In the middle of the field, the flag's really blowing. Can you explain that one to me, guys?
We're in a hole.
Friedel's going to punt. Drew Pabin deep. He's at the 20-yard line to receive.
Friedel is about as good of a special teams guy as there is in this conference. He'll put his foot into this one. End-over-end kick. Going to hit at the 20 and take a good roll for the Warriors. Inside the 10, down to the 4. What a punt by Friedel. And he'll pin Camp Point Central deep with 47 seconds to play in the opening quarter at their own 4-yard line.
From the place he kicked that, Charlie, 60 yards to where it landed.
Pretty impressive, Bob. One of the better kicks we've seen that hasn't been aided by wind or the frozen tundra. Illini Express here to serve you with walk-in medical care when you need it. Open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every Monday through Saturday. You'll find Illini Express still on the south side of the square in Pittsfield, getting ready to move to their new location on the campus of Illini Community Hospital soon. Stay tuned for more details on that and learn more at IlliniHospital.org.
This is a turnover situation you got to be careful for, and Calhoun late with a man out there on the defensive side.
Bringing a big defensive lineman out. Moore sets up under center for Camp Point Central. Takes the snap, hands it off to Ginnenbacher, left-hand side, trying to get out of the shadows of their own goalposts here. Up near the 6-yard line, a 2-yard pickup on the play, brings up a 2nd down and 8.
9 runs for Ginnenbacher, 39 yards already in the contest.
And that very well could be our final play of the first period.
No score in the ball game here on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard as we come to the end of the first quarter. I think Moore will still get a play in.
Well, it looks like they might have to run one by about 0.6 of a second or so. So Central will run a play here on a 2nd and 8 from their own 6. Moore under center in the double wing. Puts a man in motion. He'll hand it off to the second back through. That's Pavement here looking for running room. Has the first down, it looks like. He's up near the 15-yard line, and now
good
he's
stop by
down.
the umpire.
Yeah, tackled by the referee that time. Up near the 18-yard line, a 12-yard pickup on the play, a 1st and 10. And after 1, it's Camp Point Central and Calhoun tied at 0 as you watch high school football action on Central Illinois Sports.
Rewards checking, I'm not sure if there's a better checking account around.
They have 3 requirements each month, and if they meet those requirements, we will pay them the highest checking account interest rate that we have right now.
At this time, it is a very generous 4.07 APY.
As far as ID Secure goes,
it gives you protection with credit monitoring, cell phone protection.
Prevent identity theft at a reasonable cost.
It's watching out for you.
And every 90 days you get an update on it, so the peace of mind of that's very nice.
The Farm Stand, located at 405 East Park Street in Camp Point, Illinois, is the place to go when you're looking for a fresh, homemade meal. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., the Farm Stand has a full breakfast and lunch menu. Enjoy breakfast favorites such as biscuits and gravy, pancakes, French toast, and the loaded breakfast burrito. For lunch, check out the great selection of sandwiches, salads, paninis, and more. You'll never leave hungry when you visit the Farm Stand in Camp Point.
As we come back to live action, Bob Ray points out 3 quarters in a row of no score when these two have met. After a 30-22 halftime of the first matchup, it's 0-0 as we head to quarter number 2. Camp Point Central the 1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line.
Big run by Pabin that last time gets him 22 yards and 4 carries. He's got to get opened up a little bit, and maybe Connor Griffin too.
Under center is the quarterback Moore on a 1st and 10. Pabin with the longest run of the day for this squad from Camp Point Central. It's Pavement again on the right-hand side, has some running room, has the first down and more near the sideline, across the 30, near the 31-yard line, a 13-yard pickup on the play, and a fresh set of downs once again for Central.
6 first downs in the ball game for the Panthers. Calhoun did pick up 1 in their series, but Central's had the ball on the offensive side pretty much the whole game so far.
Friedel with another tackle. He must be wearing 3 uniforms, Jack. He's out there all over the field.
Well, I had one of the guys tell me Patrick Friedel with nothing, no uniform on, about 4% body fat. He's quite an athlete.
I would say I'm at least at 4% body fat at this point.
In one arm.
Yeah. They'll hand off this time on the right-hand side. I believe that's Griffin, is it not? And he won't get much there. Is it Griffin or Friday? Who comes up here, guys?
Joseph Friday on our carry. We brought our second group of backs in, and Friday, Skimmerhorn, and Peters.
Loss of a yard on the play, 2nd and 11.
That group has not been able to break it loose as the first group has, but Joseph Friday usually is the guy who picks up yardage for that group.
A minute into the second period, no score on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. 2nd and 11 from their own 30-yard line for Camp Point Central.
Joseph's the guy who got us out of the end zone the first time these teams met on the south side, Jack.
2nd and 11, single man split out wide to the left-hand side this time in the double wing. Moore sets up deep under center. He'll take the snap, pitch it outside. Trying to get outside here is Friday. Friday across the 35, drug down and slung out of bounds near the 40-yard line on the play here. Let's see where they mark him out. They'll say stepped out of bounds near the 38, so an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down and a long 3.
Wallendorf and Lorton on the tackle, but that's the kind of yardage we'd like to get back out of that group.
And now they'll round the first group back on, will Camp Point Central. Clock stop, 10:38 to play here in the first half. Sorry about the scoreboard camera today. There's a goalpost in the way from our perspective. Moore takes the snap, hands it off to Ginnenbacher right side, bounces off the pile, now comes out of the pile and has a big game.
There goes
he
Charlie.
might go 40, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and this will be a touchdown for Camp Point Central.
62 yards, I do believe, Charlie.
62-yard touchdown for the Panthers at the 10:27 mark of the first, and Central leads 6-0 on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard.
10:27,
I believe, is what that says at the moment.
10:27. Credit Darren Rigg. He had the final block there that sprung Elijah away.
62 yards by Ginnenbacher. 2-point conversion, very important here.
They'll pitch it outside to Pavin. Pavin, it's really strung out there. He will not get it. 2-point try is no good. However, the Camp Point Central Panthers strike first on another big run. We saw it a week ago by Elijah Ginnenbacher. We see it in week 2. He takes it to the house. Camp Point Central 6, Calhoun nothing.
This is Colt Mixer from Mixer Lumber Company in Clayton, Illinois. We have been selling grain bins for over 40 years. Our company provides years of experience, service, and quality products you can count on. GSI Grain Bins are a trusted company and are now offering their winter discounts. This is the time of year to order your new GSI grain bin. Mixer Lumber Company, where we treat people the way you want to be treated. Give us a call at 217-894-6412.
10 minutes, 27 seconds to play in the half. 6-0 the advantage for Camp Point Central after the 62-yard run by Elijah Ginnenbacher. 2-point try was no good. And it's a 6-0 score with 10:27 to play here in the second quarter.
A lot of things are important right now on how each team reacts to that score. Ginnenbacher was stopped, but he kept driving his legs. Would have had maybe 2 yards on the play, ended up with 62, and the score in the zone at the 10:27 mark, point after, no good, 6-0, and that's important because Friedel makes his extra points kicking almost every time.
Can't tell you, Casey Westfield has an early 7-0 lead over Greenfield Northwestern. Rodriguez has it teed up, ready to kick it off here from the 40-yard line. Sun comes out for really the first time today with mostly an overcast sky above the field here at Calhoun High School. Rodriguez will put his boot into this one. A short kick across the middle. Takes a hop and is taken by one of the up men around the 20-yard line. That is Stanley, I believe, here. He'll bounce off of a tackler. No, excuse me, that's Jack Webster. Jack Webster on the return, and he'll take it up to the 44-yard line and give Calhoun good field position on this drive with 10 minutes, 19 seconds to play in the half.
Second time Calhoun's had the ball. The first time they got the ball on their own 25 and had to punt after a first down. be important for them to set it up. But Jack Wester's one of those guys that has run the ball a lot but hasn't been in the backfield in any of the series yet. He looked good there, did he not?
Jack Webster is a part of that junior class that really is kind of the core of this Calhoun roster. Miles Lorton is a senior at quarterback. He's under center here. Calls the line set, puts a man in motion in Stanley. Hands it off to the fullback in Longnecker. He'll get a short gain on the play across the 45 to the 46-yard line. 2-yard pickup on the play on his first carry of the afternoon.
We're going to credit Mason Miller for this first tackle of the afternoon, Jack. Mason Miller, our left side linebacker this afternoon.
Longnecker's a guy that carries the ball a lot normally, but not had to use him much. He got a couple of yards there, and that big line of Calhoun in front of him.
Second down and 8 yards to go here for the Warriors. Again, Lorton under center. Takes the snap, keeps it himself on the right-hand side, has some running room. Ooh, and he trips up as he went to cut back. He's inside Calhoun, Central territory, though, to the 48-yard line. A pickup on the play of 6 yards. And it should bring up a third and short.
Lorton was going to get more than that, and that's the kind of play he went 80 yards on, and then 40 more yards in another play, keeping it himself after faking the counter to the left side. He ran off tackle on the right side.
Third down and 2 yards to go from the Camp Point Central 48. See if they give it to Longnecker here from the fullback spot. Double wing formation, single man to the right-hand side. Lorton takes a snap, hands it off to Longnecker, stood up right at the line of scrimmage, keeps the legs moving though, and he'll get the first down, it appears.
Nice job by Longnecker. He was met up front by the Panthers on that play. It was Reese Wilkie, but he was able to drive the feet and pick up the first down.
Needed to, got to, that time did Longnecker, and it's a first and 10 for Calhoun and a big fresh set of downs for the Warriors.
Second first down of the ball game, first time in Panther territory on the offensive side it is, I do believe.
Single receiver out wide to the right-hand side is Drew Wallendorf. Lorton under center in the double wing, 8:45 and counting in this first half. 6-0 the Central lead over Calhoun. Warriors on the move here, though. Now they'll get a false start as the man on the left-hand side moved early.
First penalty of the ball game will be a 5-yarder against Calhoun after the Panthers had come close to jumping offside, but that will put them back to the 1st and 15 category inside Calhoun territory to 49. And you could tell that man on that left side was coming across and going to cross block that time.
Just across midfield in their own territory now are the Warriors. After the 5-yard penalty on this 1st and 15. Lorton under center, puts a man in motion. He'll hand it off on the left-hand side. Longnecker. He stood up, taken down after a gain near the original line of scrimmage. Give him a gain of 4 on the play to the 47-yard line. And it's second down.
Sorry, Charlie. 58 West Crooks first on the tackle. I like Zach Weir coming in at the end to close that play down, not let any second chances go for the Warriors.
Because Longnecker and Genenbacher are twins on either side of the ball. If you don't tackle them right off the bat, they could go a long way.
They're impressive-looking student athletes.
They have breakaway speed to go with the power.
Wallendorf, who wears the number 1, watch out for him. He's a playmaker.
Another one of those dynamic juniors for the Calhoun squad. They're up to the line quickly here with 7 seconds on the play clock. Got to go here to the Warriors. Double wing formation. Lorton takes the snap. He goes back to pass. Sets up in the pocket. Heaves it downfield down the middle. Has Wallendorf right on cue, but it's overthrown.
Just incomplete. Gavin blew it on the coverage, but Wallendorf had him beat just like Jack prescribed.
Wallendorf is one of those guys that's got lightning speed. He could be a Panther with no problem. Saw him on the baseball field this summer, too. He can do it all.
You see a good pocket there that time for Lorton, and Wallendorf was behind the defense, but the pass was about a yard too deep. As you watch that on the Northwestern Mutual instant replay, thanks to Sheila Davidsmeyer and Don Kirk and their crew in Pittsfield at Northwestern Mutual.
Lord had plenty of time to make that pass, Charlie. We need to get a little more pressure from the white shirts.
Third down and 11 yards to go here in the double wing. Lorton takes the snap. Fakes the handoff, going to keep it himself on the right side. Short gain on the play before he's turned backwards. Inside the 45 to the 44. Gain 3 on the play, and it'll be a big 4th and 8 coming up for the Warriors. And if I were Calhoun, I would just punt and try to pin Central deep here, and I think that's what they'll do here.
Yeah, Lorton took a pretty good hit that time. You don't want your quarterback getting hit often that hard, and they're smart in doing this. The wind's going to be a little bit in Patrick Friedel's face. Panthers are not a team that returns punts at all, basically, that I've seen.
But they have nobody back right now. So Friedel's going to try the old, what they used to call this on the old Madden games, the coffin corner kick here.
Coffin corner, you bet.
He'll be at his own 45. End over end kick. This one's not going to be one of his better ones unless it takes a good bounce. And it doesn't. Not great, but still pins him at the 19-yard line. I mean, not terrible. And that'll be a 1st and 10 for Camp Point Central with 6 minutes, 45 seconds to play in the second quarter.
Be pretty close right on the 20, will it not?
They like the big lines. We do too. Real Net and Twine, located just north of Pittsfield, across from the airport, your local headquarters for concrete lawn ornaments, statues, fountains, benches, and much, much more. Stop by and see Rick and Tracy Reel at Real Net and Twine in Pittsfield. 1st and 10 for Central from their own 20-yard line here. Trying to get their second score of the afternoon on the board.
We're digging a little deeper into the line roster, Charlie. Jace Wallace is in for his first action.
Moore is under center, single receiver wide to the right-hand side. They put Pavin in motion. They will hand it off to Ginnenbacher, met at the line, keeps his legs moving. It's going to be a very short gain here, though, up near the 21-yard line. A gain of a yard, 2nd and 9. Good fill by the Calhoun linebackers.
1 yard there, 102 yards on the day in 11 carries, but just a 6-0 score for the Panthers, the lead in the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. 2nd and 8. They give him 2 on the play to the 21. It's got to be 2nd and 9, my mistake.
Really nice job by Calhoun filling hard there. As you see, they stand up Ginnenbacher, which is not an easy task.
Will Hurley, the defensive end, has had a strong half for the Warriors.
6 minutes, 7 seconds and counting in the first half as time flies when you're having fun. Here's Moore, back to pass, looking to his left, throws into coverage, leaps, Thompson, Wallendorf, it's a fight for the ball. Who's got it? I think Wallendorf picked it off. They will give us a signal. It's an interception for the Warriors. Wallendorf wins the battle over the much taller man, and he takes it away for the first takeaway this afternoon. And with 5 minutes, 57 seconds to play in the half, Calhoun takes over in Panther territory near the 46-yard line.
We're pleading on our sideline, and we think it was a joint possession over there. We thought Jad Thompson had a joint possession. Our sideline's pretty fired up that we thought we had a joint possession, Charlie, but Warriors have it. They're moving the other way at the 46.
Wallendorf had the position that time. I think that's what helped him.
He was definitely in front of the man, that is for sure, from the 46-yard line of Camp Point Central. Longnecker takes the carry, takes it inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. A 2-yard pickup on the play. Brings up a 2nd down and 8. Nice job by Wallendorf. Thompson probably almost, a head taller than him, really?
Yeah, and that time Nick Moore needed to get a little bit more air under the ball and get it up to Thompson where he could go over the top of Wallendorf, who's not very tall, 5'6", and Thompson's a big one.
Wes Crooks and Gavin Blewett on the last stop. We'll see if the defense can help out the offense here.
2nd down here. Miles Lurton calls the line set. He'll fake the handoff, keep it himself, try to run the option, pitches it at the last second. That's to Stanley. Stanley's got the corner, and he will be taken downward. They're going to mark him out of bounds here, guys. Near the 30-yard line?
38.
Okay, stepped out way early. Okay, to the 38-yard line, a 6-yard gain on the play.
Drew Pavin there to turn it back in, had a shot for a big tackle for loss, but Stanley just stepped around him and gained a few more yards.
Stanley, good athlete, too. You got to make the tackles legit on these guys.
3rd, and it's a short 3 and long 2 from the 38-yard line. 4-down territory for the Warriors. 5:16 to play in the half as the clock stops with the man going out of bounds. They'll hand it off to the fullback on the right-hand side. That's Webster with the carry. He's got the first down. Inside the 35 to the 34. 4-yard pickup and a fresh set of downs for this Warriors squad.
3rd first down of the ball game, deepest they've been in territory on the Panthers side. 34-yard line and a new set of downs with 5 minutes left in the half. What a game.
It has been a dandy one so far.
You feel the momentum shifting to the Black Shirts' way after that turnover, Charlie.
Calhoun comes to the line of scrimmage here on a 1st and 10. Under 5 minutes to play in the half. Lorton takes a snap, hands it off to Webster again, cuts back inside the 30, going to be wrestled down near the 29-yard line. 5-yard pickup on the play on his 2nd carry in a row.
Webster, a guy doing what Ginnenbacher did. He's not seeing the opening, so he went to his right and found a bigger one, and he's picked up 9 yards and 2 carries.
Elijah and Zach on that tackle, but we're getting to the linebacker core. That means that's going to be a 5 or 6 yard gain instead of our defensive front making the stop.
Have not heard Caden Niecamp's game today, and that's unusual.
4 minutes, 20 seconds to play in the first half. Calhoun on the move here from the Central 29. They'll hand it off on the right-hand side. Ball carrier Stanley, short gain on the play to the 27. 2-yard pickup. Should be a 3rd and 3 here for the Warriors.
There you go, Jack. Caden Niekamp and Reese Wilkie on the tackle.
25 yards, 5 carries for Chris Stanley on the day. Biggest one, a 13-yarder.
E-Camp says, call my name again, old man. I'll show you what happens.
What is it, 3rd and what?
3rd and 3 is what I'm calling it here.
That's right.
It's about half, but 3rd and 2.5, if you want to be real honest. Double wing formation. Line comes set. Lorton puts a man in motion. He'll handle the motion man, trying to get along the left-hand side. That's Friedel. Friedel's got a broken tackle. He's still got the ball at the 15, dragging a man with him near the 10, where he's taken down. What a big run by Friedel here. Down near the 9. 1st and goal for the Warriors after the 18-yard pickup.
We had a shot in the backfield for that loss, but Friedel got away from it. He's the player of the game the first half, I think, Jack.
You cannot dive after somebody. The Panthers don't normally do that, and Friedel showed you why that time. 1st and goal from the 9.
And Friedel, by the way, could prove to be a big player in this game on the special teams when it comes to extra points as well. Double wing formation at the cap off the drive, though. Here does Calhoun. Put a man in motion from the left to the right, and then the fullback in motion. That'll be a false start. And no penalty.
There's the flag. There's the flag.
All right, penalty flag late, as the man was in motion from the wing and the fullback was in motion, so that will be an illegal shift. Move the ball back to the 14-yard line and bring up a 1st down and goal from the 14.
Why wouldn't you just kill that instead of letting the play happen?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure on that one.
Seems like you'd just blow it dead when you saw both of them in motion.
Well, I don't know that I disagree with you, Jack.
2 penalties on the day on all the teams, both teams, I should say. Calhoun with both of those 5-yarders.
1st down and goal to go from the 14-yard line for the Calhoun Warriors here.
Having a little trouble with personnel.
Yeah, Lorton's going to bring the play in from the sideline. Still 13 seconds on the play clock here. Has some time.
Webster's still out there at fullback.
Yes, he is. Stanley, the wing on the left side. Let's see if they try to get him outside here. They will hand it off to Stanley along the right-hand side. Strung out here, trying to pick up what he can. Dives to the 12. 2-yard gain on the play. 2nd and goal.
Connor Griffin turned that back in, and Nick Moore comes in for the cleanup along with Elijah.
Also, I see that 52 out there now starting to make some noise in the sophomore.
Central made some big stops when the teams played the first time in the red zone. 2 big stops. Calhoun trying to punch it in here, but it's 2nd and goal from the 12. 2 minutes, 10 seconds and counting in this first half. Double wing formation. Stanley's the wing back on the left, Friedel on the right. They'll put Friedel in motion. Back to pass goes Lorton. Has a man open in Longnecker, but instead throws to the short receiver, and that's Stanley. Longnecker was open in the back corner of the end zone. Lorton didn't see him. Incomplete pass stops the clock. 3rd and goal with 1:58 to play in the 2nd period.
Coverage by Drew Pabin, but the receiver was open just off of his fingertips.
We want to remind you about Damon Emmerich at Great Rivers Bank, here to help you with your next auto, residential, or commercial loan needs. Give Damon a call, 217-285-4404. Barry Wright tells us they have to have a chance to get set. 1 second, that's why you don't kill the play. Thank you to Barry.
3rd and goal from the 12, and it's field goal range for Friedel if they don't make this.
And I think they would kick it here if they don't get it. Unless it's maybe from the 2 or so. Lorton takes a snap, keeps it himself, right-hand side, cuts back, fighting on the little swim move down near the 6. Gains 6 on the play. It'll be 4th and goal from the 6, and decision time for Aaron Elmore.
And timeout on the field. The Panthers are taking their 2nd timeout, Charlie.
So the Panthers take their 2nd timeout of the half. It'll be a 4th down for Calhoun. 1:48 to play in the half. We'll have it for you next on Central Illinois Sports.
At Game Masters in Quincy,
we're passionate about the outdoors.
Game Masters has the largest selection of gun safes in the tri-state area. That's right, everything from the vaults, vault doors, and safe accessories. Only the quality brands like Fort Knox, American Security, Browning, and Liberty. Come in and check out the displays or go to GameMastersOutdoors.com to check out the selection online as well.
Clothing, fishing, hunting, gifts, and more.
We're passionate about the outdoors.
Playing with all your best friends that you grew up with. One last ride to go try win a state championship.
Thanksgiving weekend.
In high school, growing up, that was our Super Bowl. And, nothing else really mattered.
Champions will be crowned.
But that's everything in Illinois. To hold that title is what you want.
8 unforgettable games.
From the South and North, competing at the highest level.
1 epic weekend. The IHSA Football State Championships. Thanksgiving weekend.
1 minute, 48 seconds to play in the half. It's 6-0 Camp Point Central on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. And folks, Calhoun is going for it. 4th and goal from the 6-yard line. So they could have chosen to kick. Let's see if it pays off here for Aaron Elmore's squad. Lorton puts a man in motion, and Stanley gives it to him. No, he's back to pass. Looking into the end zone. He's got a man for the touchdown. It's Friedel. He doesn't come through with the kick this time, but instead the reception in the end zone. And Calhoun's on the board. This game is tied at 6 points apiece on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard on the 6-yard touchdown pass from Lorton to Friedel.
1:41 on the clock, Joe.
1:43 to play in the half, and Friedel will kick the extra point here to try to give the Warriors the 1-point lead. So sometimes you gamble and sometimes it pays off, and it paid off there for Calhoun. See if Friedel can give them the 1-point lead. The hold is down, the kick is up, the kick is long enough, and it is good. Calhoun on top, 7-6, 1:43 to play in the half on Central Illinois Sports.
The caring and experienced professionals at Hamilton Funeral Homes are here to support you through this difficult time. We offer a range of personalized services to suit your family's wishes and requirements. You can count on us to help you plan a personal, lasting tribute to your loved one, and we'll carefully guide you through the many decisions that must be made during this challenging time. You're welcome to call us at any time of the day, any day of the week. Visit our funeral home in person or on the web at hamiltonfuneralhome.com. Call 217-593-6517.
You're getting thirsty. Bold. Refreshing. So good. I mean, dude.
A drive that started in their opponent's territory at the 46-yard line. It ends up with a touchdown and an extra point to give Calhoun a 7-6 lead. Wallendorf, the big takeaway to give the ball to Calhoun to start that possession.
Now you got to be careful. Would Friedel kick it short and try to get the ball back? I'd kick it deep and just pin him deep.
I would agree. And he'll kick it high, not extremely deep. It's going to be kind of bouncing around out there. It's loose, and there's a pile on for the ball here. And who's come up with it? Calhoun says they've got it. Let's see who comes out of the bottom here. They're
It's
still
kind of
fighting.
a funny bounce back to the kicking team side. Jack Thompson comes away with it.
Wow.
Nate Peters was at the bottom of that, Connor Bush as well, but that took a funny bounce almost right back into the lap of the Warriors.
Kind of some indecision that time from Camp Point Central on whether or not to catch the ball in the air or not.
Yeah,
And
that
nearly,
indecision could have been very, very costly.
yeah, that could have been a huge
Been a good time
play.
for a fair catch call, Charlie.
It wouldn't have been a bad idea.
And luckily we're not in
fans-
Iowa. Yeah,
Iowa
you're
fans know what
reading
that's
my
like, right? 1st and 10 from the 27. Central's got one time out left in their pocket here.
And Calhoun will have the ball to start the second half.
That is true. Thompson splits out wide to the right-hand side as Moore will be under center. Calhoun, you're just trying to stay away from the big play, giving up the big play here. Moore is back to pass, has some pressure, rolling out to his right. Now steps up and is going to just tuck it and run here. He'll dive and be taken down shy of the 35 of the 34-yard line. Pick up 70 yards on the play, and they'll say he went out of bounds. It'll bring up a second down and around 3.
Wasn't sure he's going to get that out of bounds call that time. A lot of times they'll keep that clock moving if at all possible.
Second down 3 from the 34-yard line.
Was anybody open out for a pass that time? I wasn't
Well
looking
covered.
that way.
Well covered. Friedel's back there as well as Wallendorf.
And the backfields on the defensive side for both of these teams are very, very good. Single receiver wide right in Thompson. Under center is Moore. He'll hand it off to the wide side of the field. Pavin looking for running room. He's caught from behind. Tries to keep his legs moving. Up across the 35 near the 36-yard line. 2-yard gain on the play. 3rd and 1 here.
Those are important tackles.
Webster and Miles Lorton in there to stop it and keep the clock running.
Panthers quick to the line here. 1:10 and counting in the half. Moore is under center on this 3rd and 1. He'll take the snap, hand it off of the right-hand side. That's Pavin again. Pavin looking for running room, breaks a tackle up near the 50-yard line, and he's drug out of bounds inside Calhoun territory at the 47-yard line. A pickup on the play of 17 yards and a 1st and 10 now for Camp Point Central past midfield. And that changes some things.
Bo Lorsbeck pushes him out along with number 1, Drew Wallendorf.
I think one of the advantages of going no huddle is Calhoun's big linemen don't have time to get set into what they want to get set up in. but this time Moore went to Coach Ray to get the play.
Well, you don't have time to get that the right personnel in either if you want to switch those guys out. A minute to play in the half. Single man wide to the right-hand side. Moore takes the snap. He'll pitch it outside. Ginenbacher looking for the corner. Makes a man miss. Has the first down. Running away again. 25, 20-yard line. Carries a man with him. Truck down inside the 15 near the 12.
Wow.
35-yard pickup by Elijah Ginenbacher, running like he was angry that time, and I think we'll see a face mask at the end that will move it half the distance to the goal.
Penalty flag from the far sideline official.
I mean, what a run by Elijah Ginenbacher, who's racking up big yardage here this afternoon for Camp Point Central.
If Lorton doesn't grab the face mask, I don't think he can bring him down. I mean, he's that strong and that physical.
This will be a half the distance to the goal on the personal foul, so this will move it to what, about the 7-yard line, guys?
Well, it's a 15-yard penalty. We're going to halfway, so 7.5 from the 14. That would about the 7. But I think you're right, Jack. A 7-yard penalty to save a touchdown.
That looks like the 6 to me, Bob. What do you think?
I think they rounded.
49.7 seconds left, first and goal.
One timeout. Clock rolling here as the ready for play whistle sounds. They'll put Pavin in motion. They'll hand it off to Ginenbacher. Running up the middle. Not much there this time to the 4.
That Pavin actually got the second handoff on that,
all right,
Charlie.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob. 2-yard gain by Pavin. Second and goal from the 4. 33 seconds to play.
One timeout.
Panthers up quickly to the line here. Moore takes the snap. He'll hand it off this time to Ginenbacher, right side, and he's in for the touchdown. Ginenbacher with his second touchdown of the afternoon, and Camp Point Central in the blink of an eye takes it the length of the field for the score, and they take the 12-7 lead. 2-point try coming up here for Camp Point Central.
Ginenbacher 4 yards on that one after 62 the first time, and the Panthers back in the lead with 24 seconds left.
Wow, what a drive. Started deep at their own 27-yard line. The big play by Ginenbacher that had the face mask tacked on at the end as well was a big play in that drive. 24 seconds to play in the half. Moore's under center. Puts a man in motion. I'll hand it off on the right side. Ginenbacher again dives. Is he in? He is down at the 1. 2-point try again is no good. The Warriors defense holds them out on the 2-point try once again. 24.7 seconds to play in the half. It's Camp Point Central 12, Calhoun 7.
Welcome to Douglas Automotive and Tire, your expert truck and car repair center in Pittsfield, Illinois. We provide full service from oil changes to new tires and everything in between. Contact us today to schedule service. We're located at 303 West Jefferson Street in Pittsfield, Illinois. Call 217-922-0064. That's 217-922-0064. Britton and the gang know cars, and if you need repairs, call Douglas Automotive today for all your repairs.
24.7 seconds to play in the half. A 12-7 lead for Camp Point Central. And the touchdown run by Elijah Ginenbacher. We'll see it again here on the Northwestern Mutual Instant Replay. Panthers went quick to the line with just one timeout left, and they give it to Ginenbacher along the right-hand side. Good lead block that time from Drew Pavin for the second touchdown of the afternoon for the Panthers. Nice job again by Calhoun, though, holding Central out on the 2-point conversion and keeping this a 5-point game.
This is a really important kickoff and what position there is with 24 seconds left.
One other thing I would comment, Connor Griffin doing a whale of a job making the lead blocks for both Nick and Drew and Elijah during that last series.
Connor Griffin's role has really changed this year. He was a guy that really, had big yardage at times last year, and he's at times still been able to carry the ball like that, but he's kind of become more of a blocking back.
Blocker and linebacker.
And has really embraced it. Rodriguez will kick it off. Not extremely deep. Man will go back and catch it. That is Webster on the run here. And he's taken down by Ginenbacher inside the 20. Looked like a face mask possibly here. They'll call him down to the 19, and that's where Calhoun will start first and 10 with 19.5 seconds.
29-yard line.
Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't follow the lines very well, did I? Can't see the line, can you, Russ? 19.5 seconds to play in the half. What do you think? Just a kneel down here by Calhoun as you get the ball to start the second half?
Oh, I don't know. You might want to go for it.
Miles Lorton just talked to the official, and I think that's might be what he would have said here. Either that or, hey, don't blow this play dead because they're about to run the trick play here. Maybe the Philly special. Under center is Lorton here on a 1st and 10 from his own 29. He'll hand it off, coming back this direction with Stanley. Tripped up in the backfield, taken down by Niekamp back there near the 26, and that'll be the final play of the first half. Loss of 3 on the play. No, Calhoun says timeout. Timeout from the game, and they will try to run another play here. Let's take a look at the tackle by Niekamp here. Comes from that defensive line spot. Niekamp, just a sophomore, got him around the ankles that time to take him down in the backfield for Camp Point Central. Calhoun at the timeout with 6.1 seconds to play here.
We're going to put a little more time on the clock, Charlie.
Stanley also was very disgusted on that play, and we've seen that happen a lot of times with those tackles by Niekamp.
We're going to see some time put back on the clock here. Also the 26-yard line. There's 8.5 seconds to play in the half now. Timeout by Calhoun was there first. A heave down. It'd have to be a quick heave, though. I'm trying to think about the thought process for Aaron Elmore here. Thinking maybe a broken tackle and a big play could score you a touchdown. You just don't want to have a play where you put the ball in the air here and give up like a pick six.
Yeah,
that
pick six would be
devastating.
Crushing.
It would be devastating. Lorton will be under center here on what could be the final play of the first half. They'll run the reverse. Back to pass now was Friedel. He was trying to get open. He does now. Throw it downfield. Throws it back to Lorton. Lorton catches it. Ball comes loose, and they'll say incomplete pass. And that is the end of the first half. It is Camp Point Central 12, Calhoun 7, as we take you to the Little Jess Motors halftime show, where we have halftime stats and analysis after this on Central Illinois Sports.
Here at Little Jess, we value hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership. We have a respect for heritage and tradition and believe in the pursuit of building legacies, breaking records, and putting forth award-winning results. That's why supporting schools and local teams is one of our favorite and most exciting parts of our business. For over 7 decades, we strive daily to use those same values as a foundation to meet our community's automotive needs and support our future generations. Little Jess Motors, serving our community since 1969.
Damon Plumbing, serving all of Pike County and the surrounding area with quality residential and commercial plumbing services. Damon Plumbing offers septic installation, drain cleaning, new water lines, remodel work for your home, or if you're planning a new build, make sure you include the Damon boys. To get it right the first time, no job too big. Have you seen Braden and Doug? Or too small? Sorry, Corby, couldn't resist. Call Braden at 217-491-5415 or Doug at 217-617-2318. Damon Plumbing, recommended by our family for your family. When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies focus on your income. At Northwestern Mutual, we focus on your outcome. That's why we know what it takes to succeed both on your balance sheet and in your life. It takes the right financial partner who looks at where you are now and where you want to go and design a financial plan to take you there so you can achieve the life you're after today and every day after. Focus on your financial outcome with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Sheila Davidsmeyer today. Her office is located at 311 West Washington in Pittsfield, Illinois, or visit SheilaDavidsmeyer.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
GSI grain bins are built using the highest strength steel available. This allows you to store more grain to maximize your profitability and efficiency. Buy one now and receive our winter discount program. Mixer Lumber Company, your GSI grain bin dealer.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
Hey, grab me one too.
Welcome back on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. It's a lead for Camp Point Central at the halftime break, 12-7 over the Calhoun Warriors in this Class 1A Round 2 IHSA football playoff contest. And Jack's got to look at some of your final, or how about halftime stats? We'll get the final ones later, Jack.
Well, Panthers would get the ball to start the game and would stall out on the 26-yard line. Calhoun would not be able to do anything in that situation either. Then the Panthers would get the ball on their second possession. And with 47 seconds left in the half, Elijah Ginnenbacher, not Isaac, goes 62 yards and scores the touchdown. The point after was no good. Panthers led it 6-0 after one quarter. Calhoun would come back and complete a pass for 6 yards out. That one goes to Patrick Friedel from Miles Lorton from 6 yards out. Kick after was good. The Calhoun Warriors led it 7-6. Panthers on the back of Elijah Ginnenbacher with a big run and then a face mask to end that play. He'd go 35 yards, and then he carries it in from 4 yards out in the first half for the touchdown. Point after no good. Panthers lead it 12-7 here at halftime. We will take a look at some individual stats and more on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. Little Jess, your halftime sponsor, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Quincy, Illinois. Place to go for your next vehicle purchase, 3431 Main Street in Quincy. Little Jess, thank them for sponsoring, and we'll be back with more after these.
As a new hunting season begins, we observe a species most rare, the hunter incompetus. The hunting ritual begins. Already he stakes his claim by bringing a duck call to a deer hunt. Disaster strikes. A devastating blow to a long-suffering species. There may be no helping the hunter incompetus, but for everyone else, no other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply.
Come on, pick me up, son. Go team, go! Great Rivers Bank has a digital banking app worth cheering for. Move your money, pay your bills, deposit your checks. Hooray! Hooray! Set up a budget, manage your debit card, set up account alerts, and so much more. Our digital banking will give you a reason to stand up and cheer for banking. Learn more at greatriversbank.bank. Great Rivers Bank is an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Logan Agri-Service, we consider it a badge of honor to be recognized as one of the larger independent suppliers of crop protection chemicals in the Midwest. We've worked hard for years to provide you with the access to the best herbicides, insecticides, and fungicides from top manufacturers because we know without you, our local farmers, we wouldn't be here. When you have questions, call our local experts to discuss what works best for your fields and your situation, or visit us online at loganag.com. Serving agriculture since 1962.
Grab the game while your kids are busy. You know, streaming, gaming, and homework. Now you can teach your kids the value of $1 by showing bundles with Cascom. Bundle telephone, internet, and TV. Bundle 2 for a double play or 3 for a triple play. Plus, save $20 a month for 3 months for a limited time. Then you can tell everyone how you help them with their math homework. Call Cascom about bundles today at 1-800-252-1799. Cascom at 1-800-252-1799.
Little Jess, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Quincy, Illinois. Their staff's committed to making your car buying process simple and making sure each customer is satisfied each and every time. 3431 Main Street in Quincy, our halftime sponsor. The PCRE Real Estate and Auction halftime scoreboard is a 12-7 Panther lead over the Warriors, just a 5-point lead. Let's take a look at some individual and team stats. Calhoun's run the ball 20 times for 76 yards, 1 for 3 in passing for 6 yards and a touchdown, 5 first downs in the first half. 24 yards for Chris Stanley on 7 carries, 3 carries for Patrick Friedel for 21 yards. Jack Webster carried the ball twice for 9 yards, Miles Lorton 12 yards in 4 carries, and Connor Lonnecker 10 yards in 4 carries. Lorton 1 for 3, no interceptions. Friedel was 0 for 1 in that one halfback pass. The Panthers have racked up some yardage, 27 carries, 222 yards. 0 for 2 passing, 1 interception on that jump ball. 11 first downs for the Panthers in the first half. Led in rushing by Elijah Ginnenbacher with 141 yards in 13 carries. Pabin 56 yards in 8 carries. 7 yards for Joseph Friday in 2 carries. Skimmerhorn carried the ball 1 time for no yards, as did Jack Thompson. And Nick Moore carried the ball twice for 18 yards. Panthers lead it 12-7 here at halftime. More comes your way on the Little Jess Motors halftime show after these.
Luke and Aaron Fessler at Fessler Insurance are here to help you with all of your insurance needs. Fessler Insurance, a Country Financial agency, provides life, health, auto, home, and farm insurance. Trust your insurance needs to the local folks at Fessler Insurance. Call for a quote today at 217-285-4429 or stop by at 1165 West Washington Street in Pittsfield for Fessler Insurance. Cedar Lake Campground has been owned and operated by the Kramberg family for over 50 years. Located off of Highway 24 between Coatesburg and Camp Point, Cedar Lake Campground is a quiet family campground that you're sure to enjoy. With 60 RV spots with water and electric and our 5-acre lake, it's a perfect spot for a weekend spent fishing, spending time with family, and enjoying the great outdoors. Find out more about Cedar Lake Campground on Facebook or call 217-455-4602.
I like hard work. I mean, I kind of was raised that way. You really do make a difference. You're helping ship out food to feed people. Someone's got to do it, and I don't mind doing the hard work of it, you know. That gives me meaning, and I do go home rewarded. Every time I drop off a pallet, it's kind of corny, but I look back at it with a sense of pride. I'm like, yep, I built that, it looks awesome, and then I just drive away. I love it. When my life needed meaning, I chose Doc.
Once or twice a year, I might get the cold or a flu, and my wife calls it the man flu. So you know what that is.
Yeah. What do I love about our team? We have a good chemistry. We all work together.
I mean, come on. I've got the best job in the world. Sometimes they say, oh, I like to do handstands.
Yeah, I taught Brian how to do the handstand. That's all right.
And every day, I mean, it's a fun day.
Yeah, it definitely makes me proud to be here.
Make your dream kitchen and bath a reality with help from Pike County Lumber. We'll create a design to fit your lifestyle and your needs. Quartz countertops, quality onyx that offers dozens of colors. From start to finish, trust the knowledge and experience at Pike County Lumber.
Griffin Signs and Time at 122 South 9th Street in Quincy is a full-service sign company that can complete any project, from fully wrapping your entire fleet of vehicles, digital signs, storefronts, to creating small banners and signs. The right and professional signage is the difference of getting the job, heading folks in the correct direction to find you, or creating a brand recognition for potential customers. Put the right signs in your customer's mind with Griffin Signs and Time. Call 217-228-7470.
Camp Point Central Sports are proud to have Dear Wester Grain as a sponsor of this broadcast. Dear Wester Grain, there for you for all your grain and feed needs. Why don't you give them a call and check out all the locations of Dear Wester Grain? With locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Dear Wester Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461, or on the web at dearwestergrain.com.
Welcome back to the Little Jess Motors halftime show. A halftime lead for Camp Point Central, 12-7, with the Calhoun Warriors on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. Elsewhere in 1A football, Casey Westfield leads Greenfield Northwestern 14-0, 2 minutes to play in the half. Kewanee Wethersfield up on Morrison 13-6 with 7 minutes to play in a dandy contest there. Oneida Rova leads Stark County 16-8 with 4 minutes to play in the half. And Cesar-Valier enjoys a 12-0 lead over Salt Fork with 7 minutes to play in the second quarter. 2A side of things, Bloomington Central Catholic leads Farmington 27-6, 8 minutes to play in that contest. With 6 minutes left, Breeze Mater Dei is defeating Johnston City 20-12. Wilmington has a 21-14 lead over Downs Tri-Valley with a minute to play in the first half of action there. Maroa Forsyth leads Moments 14-0 headed to the second quarter. Seneca 24, Rockridge 7 right now with 2 minutes to play in the half. Shelbyville leads Vandalia 16-0 in the second quarter of play. We can also tell you on the 3A side of things, Mount Carmel leads Sullivan-Okaw Valley 28-7. Byron leading Peatone 49-7. Joliet Catholic having no trouble with Troy Triad. They lead 42-0 at halftime of that contest. That's 5A football action. Chicago Morgan Park beat Sycamore 27-21. New Lenox Providence Catholic 42. Country Club Hills of Hillcrest 6 at halftime of that game. Mundelein Carmel leads Antioch 43-7 headed to the third. And LaGrange Nazareth Academy defeating Glen Ellen Glenbard South 28-0 in that contest. Don't see a score on the Quincy side of things unless you have one for us, Jack.
Nope, Belleville-Altoff leads 35-13 at halftime in their contest. Let me see if I can find anything on the Twitter feed, as I've got a little bit of signal here. You've got anything? 217-473-5151. We would love to hear from you. Quincy Notre Dame forces a 3 and out. No scores.
QHS pulls within 14-12 as they missed a 2-point try. Not sure when that is of the game. We'll try to get an update on that as we're just scrolling through the Twitter feed. 124, or X feed, I guess. 147 to play in the half of that contest. 14-12, Quincy High trailing in that contest.
Well, let's see if we can get an actual score from the Q&D game.
Charlie, all those 1 and 2A scores were pretty tight, except for the last couple you matched. And I know in 2A North, all those teams left are either 10-0 or 9-1.
Yeah, it's tough as nails in that northern part of the 2A. And not to say that the South is weak by any stretch, but well, it doesn't really stack up as well, does it?
It's like Quincy Notre Dame was trailing 27-18 in the second quarter of their contest with Nashville in another updated score.
Athens leads Redbud 14-13 just before the half in that contest. Here it's a 12-7 advantage for Camp Point Central on top of the Calhoun Warriors. Calhoun will get the ball to start the second half of play. Both teams have returned to the field to warm up in preparation for the second half. We pause for our final timeout on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. We have second half action for you next on Central Illinois Sports.
Since 1921, Farmers State Bank of Camp Point has been a vital part of our community's history. We are proud of our growth, our community leadership, and our success, which is only possible because of all those who shared this journey with us. We are grateful to the generations of loyal customers, families, businesses, employees, officers, and directors who have shaped not only our story, but our entire communities. Thank you. We look forward to serving you and your future generations for the next 100 years. Farmers State Bank and Camp Point. Together, we are a strong, united community.
One size fits all. That may be all right for an adjustable belt or cheap sunglasses, but when it comes to your financial needs, no one wants a one-size-fits-all strategy. Derek Harris is your Pike and Adams County area Edward Jones financial advisor. Derek Harris's most important goals are yours. That's why Derek will take the time to understand your needs so he can recommend personalized strategies with your goals in mind. Contact Derek Harris today at 217-222-7173. Knowing you, that's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Member SIPC. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You've heard that phrase many times. And Rod Prentice in Pittsfield, your State Farm agent, is the guy you can count on to be your friend and neighbor in the insurance business. He has a complete line of insurance available for you from State Farm Insurance. You can reach him at 217-285-6930. Our family trusts Rod Prentice with all of our insurance needs. Stop by their office on Washington Street and see the girls. And Rod Prentice, your State Farm agent, 217-285-6930.
Jersey's World! Jersey's World! Party time! Excellent! Party on, James! Party on, Todd!
Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, where you can find the best burgers, sandwiches, and steaks, all locally sourced from GJY Beef Company.
We love beer! We love beer!
Ice cold draft beer. Enjoy one of our many craft selections on the patio. All at Jersey's Bar and Grill, 109 East Jefferson, Camp Point, Illinois.
Chris Nichols, managing broker and owner of PCRE Real Estate and Auction, has over 15 years of experience, specializing in selling hunting and recreational properties and farmland. Chris prides himself on combining buyers and sellers, both local and from around the country, to help both parties achieve their land investment goals. Chris takes the time to walk clients through the process of selling their property from start to finish, making the experience feel seamless and enjoyable. Contact Chris Nichols and PCRE Real Estate and Auction at 217-473-3777.
Prairie Land FS provides complete seed and application service. Our trained energy specialist, along with our crop specialist, can help you take your farming to the next level. Prairie Land FS, your leading supplier of choice.
At Full Throttle Parts, we do spray-on bed liners, a brand called Patriot Liner. It is very elite. It actually enhances the resale value of anything you put it on or off-road.
Go Full Throttle!
Go Full Throttle.
You're getting thirsty. Bold. Refreshing. So good. I mean, dude.
You know, playing with all your best friends that you grew up with. One last ride to go try win a state championship.
Thanksgiving weekend.
In high school, growing up, that was our Super Bowl. And, you know, nothing else really mattered.
Champions will be crowned.
But that's everything in Illinois. To hold that title is what you want.
8 unforgettable games.
From the South and North, competing at the highest level.
1 epic weekend. The IHSA Football State Championships, Thanksgiving weekend.
Just about ready to start the second half of action here. It's Camp Point Central 12, Calhoun 7. Central with a pair of touchdowns by Elijah Ginnenbacher and Pat Friedel with a touchdown reception from Miles Lorton for Calhoun. Wrapping up the scoring here for both squads as we get ready for second half action. Thanks to Little Jess Motors for being our halftime sponsor as always. You'll find them at 3431 Main Street in Quincy, littlejessmotor.com.
Panthers are going to be on the west end this time, Charlie, kicking towards the Illinois River on the east. And Marco Rodriguez at the 40 to start. Deep for the Warriors. They got 1, 3, and 13.
So that's Wallendorf, Friedel, and Stanley for Calhoun.
Kind of think the Panthers will try to kick into those pockets if they can.
Calhoun has, well, any of those three guys could take it to the house at any time. There's some dangerous weapons back there on this kickoff return, and they will fake the onside kick. Well, Camp Point Central, and now Rodriguez will take the 10-yard step off and try to boot this one downfield as we get ready to kickoff action here in the second half. On the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard, Central 12, Calhoun 7, and second half action is underway. Deep man will take it. That's Friedel. Around the 25, 30-yard line. He is going to be wrestled down near the 32 with the forward progress. And then a little extracurricular maybe after the whistle, but the referees will say not so fast. First and 10 from the 32-yard line with 11 minutes, 52 seconds to play here in the third period for the Calhoun Warriors.
Jack's favorite here, Darren Rigg, with the first tackle of the second half.
That was a hit.
Waters Concrete. Tim Waters offers quality concrete for your new build, driveways, decorative patios, sidewalks, anything with concrete. Waters Concrete, ready to serve you. 309-252-1052. Lorton will be under center here on the first play from scrimmage in the second half. Hands it off to the fullback in Webster. Webster looking for running room along the right-hand side. Stood up after a gain near the 34-yard line.
Zach Weir, Gavin Blewett, Nick Moore finished off. Zach's having a really strong game from his left side linebacker spot. Panthers need all 11 tacklers to step up today. Zach's doing a fine job.
2-yard pickup on the play. 2nd and 8 here for Calhoun. You see how the little adjustments that were made at halftime pay off here for both squads. Second down, 8 yards to go. Lorton calls the line set, the double wing. Fakes the handoff, now does to Friedel in the backfield, and he's ridden down back near the line of scrimmage. No gain on this play.
Reese Wilkie, the first on the hit, and Elijah Ginnenbacher helps clean it up. Charlie, isn't this about the spot where Calhoun ended the half?
About the same spot if they would have called that a catch, yes. But I don't know that they did call it a catch to end the half. We rolled it in incomplete.
They did not. 76 yards in the first half for Calhoun running, and it hasn't been bright here to start the third quarter.
From the 34-yard line on the 3rd and 8, might have to go to the air here. 10:45 and the clock counting down to the third. Miles Lorton, the senior quarterback, puts a man in motion, and Stanley gives it to Stanley along the right end. Has good running room and a block out in front. Running out of bounds near the 44-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down on a 10-yard pickup.
He gets ahead of steam and really makes things happen.
Nick Moore, the cornerback, up with the tackle. Stanley had some good carries on that play for them to the edge.
He definitely is their best outside threat, is Stanley, and he showed it again on that run.
Tells you what the blockers on the tight ends are doing too, sealing that end and not letting the linebackers be able to fill.
Good block out in front that time from Friedel to help things out for Stanley. First and 10 from the 43-yard line here for the Warriors. Their own 43. Lorton barks out the signals, hands it off to the fullback. No, pulls it at the last second, keeps it himself. He'll take a big hit because of it. At the 46-yard line, 3-yard pickup on the play to bring up a 2nd and 7 for Calhoun.
Reese Wilkie and Zach Weir again, Jack.
I didn't see Lorton cross that 45-yard line that time, but he got a good spot that time.
He did.
They spun him back around, I guess. That's what I saw, right?
Tell you what, Lorton is listed at 5'9", 145 pounds, and he's taken some big hits today.
Big hits.
Nothing that's really knocked him down, but I mean, when you're standing straight up and people come into your back, it does not feel good. 2nd and 7 here for the Warriors. Lorton puts Friedel in motion, hands it to him, trying to get the edge on the left-hand side. Trying to turn the corner, and does have the corner down the far sideline. And they'll say he stepped knocked out of bounds near the Panther 41-yard line. A pickup on the play of 13 yards and a first and 10 for the Warriors.
Once again, the Panthers diving for his feet, not able to get out there and really get a shoulder into him because of his quickness.
Central's got a man down and injured. That looks to be Gavin Blewett on the far sideline. They stopped the play. And he'll get up, and they'll have to replace him on the defensive side. They'll lay the ball right at the 40, the Panther 40 for Calhoun. First down, 10 yards to go. 9:50 to play in this third period.
Friedel's still my Warrior play of the game. He's making a lot of things happen every time he's around the ball.
He's a 5'9", 175-pound junior. First and 10 from the Central 40-yard line. Lorton will keep it himself, and again, another big hit. That's Ginnenbacher that time that finishes the play off at the 40. No gain, no loss. Second and 10. 5 miles Lorton, I might be rethinking keeping it quite as much.
Well, I mean, he had tremendous success against the Panthers the last time. You know, ended up with over 100 yards rushing on the day.
They kind of have a spy on him this time.
Yeah.
Reese Wilkie, Mason Miller. Mason's doing a good job on that side at his linebacker spot.
They'll hand the ball off to the fullback Ian Webster this time. He'll dive forward, right at the end. Trying to gain an extra play. Dangerous, though, as he kind of stretched that ball out near the 37. 3-yard pickup on the play. It'll be a third down and 7.
4-down territory as they're inside the 40 down to about the 36.5-yard line.
Just under 9 minutes to play in the third. Warriors trying to keep this drive alive. Third down and 7 yards to go. Trailing 12-7 to Camp Point Central.
So Greenfield got a score right before the half to cut that lead to 14-8.
They've got a tough KC Westfield team in town at Fleur-de-Lis Field. Third and 7 here. Lorton puts Stanley in motion. They'll give it to him. They'll try this one again. He'll gain inside the 35 to the 34. That's a gain of another 3 on the play, and it'll be a fourth down and about 4 yards to go here for Calhoun. And what you said, 4-down territory, Jack, and what will they dial up with here? Maybe another one of those play-action passes.
First thing I'd do is go the hard count. Panthers have no penalties on the day.
Big play here early in the second half.
Only one turnover in the ball game, and that was the Panthers' interception.
To the line of scrimmage come the Warriors. Lord tries the hard count. Nobody budges. Now puts a man in motion in Friedel. Lorton going to keep it himself, and he stood up and taken down. Gains a yard, needed 4, and it'll be a turnover on downs as Central did not bite that time of the quarterback keeper. And the defense for Camp Point Central holds with 7:51 to play in the third.
A lot of credit to Mason Miller and Zach Ware that time. Zach held his spot as a linebacker position and made the first tackle, and Mason came in to make sure there wasn't a getaway.
You see Lorton on the Northwestern Mutual instant replay fake the handoff to Friedel here. He'll be the man in motion. Fakes that handoff, kept it himself, and you said it right, Bob. The ends on that side stayed home, so nothing could come back their way. First and 10 for Central from their own 33. They'll hand the ball off to Ginnenbacher. Hit in the backfield, drives forward for a short gain to the 35. Gain of 2 on the play, 2nd and 8.
Boy, 74, Luke Brannon is really been a handful at his defensive spot. He's a junior, 6'2", 220. It's quite a collision with Elijah and Brannon.
Bob, I can't count that quickly. How many juniors are on this roster? It's a ton.
I'll work on that, Charlie.
Thank you. 7:25, the clock rolling here in the third. Second down and 8 yards to go. Pavin goes in motion. They'll give it to him on the double dive on the right side. He stood up, spins forward, breaks a tackle, has the first down. Pavin looked like he was stopped after a 3-yard gain. Stretches it out, though, to the 44-yard line to make it a 9-yard gain. And the first and 10.
Connor Griffin again with a big elite block. And, Charlie, there's 10 juniors on the Warriors roster.
12th first down for the Panthers, and they've got a new set of downs at the 7-minute mark. First and 10 from the 44 of Camp Point.
Drew's got to come off.
He comes out, and they'll bring – who's that on the side, guys?
Nate Peters comes in.
Okay, thank you. He never turned sideways enough that I could see his number. They'll put Peters in motion. They'll hand it off to the fullback this time in Ginnenbacher. He has stood up after a gain across the 45 to the 46-yard line. A tough 2-yard pickup on the play. It'll bring up a second down and 8 yards to go here for Camp Point Central. Let's take a look again at that Pavin around a moment ago on the Northwestern Mutual instant replay. Paven's a guy that he's not very big. Man, he's got some grit to him. He breaks tackles there, drug a couple of guys up with him. He's a tough player as the senior, Drew Paven. Second down, 8 yards to go from their own 46. 6:16 and counting in the third. Moore going to keep it on a design. Quarterback keeper dives ahead to the 50. 4-yard pickup, 3rd and 4.
I'm sure that was the design for Nick. He had a little more room to the edge, it looked like. I thought he was going to pop out there, but he made a nice run to give us a 3rd and manageable situation at the 50-yard line. Nick's very good ball control, ball possession, knows what plays need to be made where we're at.
You would think Central would try the hard count here, maybe with the man in motion. They really like that action. 5:45 as Moore comes to the huddle here. 14 seconds on the play clock. He'll be under center. Double wing, single receiver to the left. Hands it off to Peters. Peters looking for room on the right side. Tries to bounce it outside. He's going to get turned backwards. Backwards near the 45-yard line. Stanley on the stop. They'll give him forward progress to the 47. That's a loss of 3 yards on the play. And a 4th and 7 in a punting situation coming up here for Camp Point Central.
First time the Panthers have had to punt on the day, and it comes here in the third quarter with a little over 5 minutes left in the third quarter. And, of course, Nick Moore is the guy back to punt.
And back deep for Calhoun. Is that Snyder's back to receive this punt? I believe it's 5, isn't it? Can't tell, Jack.
I can't either. It's not Friedel. He's too big, I think, right?
Moore will punt from his own 37. Good snap. Moore's going to run the fake. And there's not much room unless he can get the corner here. 50. He's got the first down. Oh, my goodness. Depends on the spot. Where will they spot him out of bounds? It's going to be the 45 and a first down. A first down for Camp Point Central on a gutsy call there by Brad Dixon, Casey Ray and company to the 45-yard line. He needed 7 and he got 8.
31 yards, 4 carries. The 13th first down of the ball game, and Moore was one of those guys that I bet if you could have seen his eyes there, you weren't going to stop him.
Guys, there on this play did not look like there was anything here for Nick Moore.
I thought the same thing, Charlie. I thought he was going to have an even loss 2, lost 3. There's 3 black shirts, and he beat them all to the edge.
How about the update on Drew Paven? We seeing anything? I see Skimmerhorn in the game.
I think it's the second group altogether in, isn't it? Nope, Ginnebacher's the fullback. Skimmerhorn's in. They're trying to get Thompson to the right side here. Correct. He's actually on the left side. They'll hand it off to Ginnebacher. Running up the gut. Big hole. Uh-oh, look out. 30. 25-20, carries a man inside the 20-yard line, down to the 17.
Wow, big runs by Elijah. He has 2 guys on him and just drags him 10 yards, doesn't he, Charlie?
28-yard pickup on the run and a 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. And big-time players make big-time plays in big games like this, and Ginnebacher has come to play.
173 and 16 carries for Elijah.
Drew's back in. He doesn't want to miss out on a chance to get to the red zone here.
These are the kind of plays that Drew Paven usually will turn a corner for you. He has not been able to get loose today, but in those games last year at the playoff time, this was his time.
1st and 10 to go here for Central from the 17. Moore will keep it himself. He's running around for his life back there, and there's nothing happening. He'll take a big loss back near the 22-yard line. 5-yard loss on the play, 2nd and 15.
Yeah,
what were they trying to get to
the
develop?
It had to be a screen the way they let every lineman come through that time, didn't it?
He looked to Jack in the far corner, and then he looked like a design run. Drew wasn't that far down the field to receive the pass, I don't think.
There was nobody blocking in the middle of that. That's why I thought it was a screen for sure.
It is a 2nd down and 15 yards to go here for Camp Point Central. Back to the 22-yard line of their opponent, Calhoun. 3:33 to play in the third. Moore comes up. He'll be under center here. He'll put the man in motion, hand it off to Ginnebacher. Bounces it to the right side. Stretches forward down to the 15-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play, 3rd and 8.
This is about the area where we were in that semifinal game over by Peoria or Decatur, where they threw the halfback pass right before the half. A couple of years ago.
Argenta?
Yep, Argenta.
What will Casey Ray call here? 4-down territory. 3rd and 8, under 3 to play in the third, and a 12-7 contest. Been hotly contested throughout this one. It would be big for Central to score. It would be big for Calhoun to get a stop. Moore's under center. Puts Paven in motion. He'll run that quarterback keeper along the left-hand side. Big gain,
He's
and
in.
he's going to have the score. Nick Moore with the score. And Camp Point Central takes the 18-7 lead.
15-yarder?
8-yard run.
Well, no, 15, was it not, guys?
Yeah, it was back at the 15.
I believe it was a 15-yarder. That's what I called it.
Yep.
And makes it 18-7 on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. So I want to give a shout out to our guys on the sideline today, Thomas and Tim, with the sideline camera. Hope you're enjoying that extra view today. 22-14, Greenfield has taken the lead. No, 14-8, excuse me. All right, what is the 22 seconds for the quarter? That's where I got that 22. Promise I didn't make it up. I was just reading Barry Wright's writing. That's scary. Here is Moore on a design quarterback keeper looking for the corner. He dives. He hits the pylon. He hits the referee. He hits everybody right in a pile right in front of our camera.
No
and the
signal
referee
yet.
says, I'll get up and signal it. We've got the best shot in the house right on top of it. And he will say it is a fractured tibia. And what is the call? Good.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, they gave it to him. That makes it a 20-7 lead for Camp Point Central. 2 minutes, 39 seconds to play in the half. They let Nick Moore, the senior quarterback, run it. He does so for the 18-yard run and then the 2-point try. Central up 20-7 on Calhoun.
We do a procedure called a transcatheter aortic valve replacement, and we call it TAVR.
TAVR is state of the art. Wasn't really available worldwide until the early 2000s.
It's a minimally invasive procedure in order to replace the valve.
I'm number 1.
I was number 100. Years ago, they would have to do open heart surgery, and now they don't.
Had I not had it done, I would not be here today. I feel like I'm living on a bonus of blessings.
Make your dream kitchen and bath a reality with help from Pike County Lumber. We'll create a design to fit your lifestyle and your needs. Quartz countertops, quality onyx that offers dozens of colors. From start to finish, trust the knowledge and experience at Pike County Lumber.
What does Brad Dixon think about this game? Well, enough about it, Jack, that he went, let's run a fake punt inside their own territory on a 4th and 7. They got 8 yards, then they continued the drive and finished it off with an 18 to check that 15-yard run by Nick Moore to put the Panthers up 20-7 to the 2-point conversion. Rodriguez kicks this one toward the sideline. Wallendorf, the closest warrior. He'll take it like he's shot out of a cannon to the 30, 35-yard line, runs over a man at the 40 to the 42.
Marco Rodriguez and Jack Thompson on the tackle. Marco likes that. He likes to make the kick and likes to make the tackle. The only problem is they're back almost to midfield inside between the 40-yard line at least, Charlie. It's a good starting position.
He's kicked the ball out of bounds quite a few times and given the ball to the other team on the 35. And today, if he'd have done that, it would have been better than all the returns who have been farther than that.
All just inside the 41 as you see the return by Wallendorf on the Northwestern Mutual replay. He definitely finished the run there.
Big series right here.
Lorton under center. Calls the line set, puts a man in motion. Hands it off to Free to the motion man. Has the corner on the left side. Cuts through the hole. Big gain here. 50, 45, 40. He might go 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Breaks the tackle and goes to the house. Takes it all the way for the Calhoun Warriors. 59 yards on the score, and Calhoun with the response. 2013 on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. Wow. That didn't take long, fellas.
He got outside, broke tackles, and just ran away from people, and you don't do that much against the Panthers squad.
Warriors will kick here to try to make it a 6-point game. Friedel is the kicker. He catches his breath. The hold is down. The kick is up. The kick appears to be good. And it is 20-14 the score. You thought it was over? Not so fast, my friend, says Pat Friedel. He takes it 59 yards to pay dirt. 2 minutes, 23 seconds to play in the third. Camp Point 20, Calhoun 14.
The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville with locations in Griggsville, Mount Sterling, and Pittsfield. Maybe you ask, why choose Farmers National Bank of Griggsville? The answer is simple. Local people, local decisions, and local commitment with local investments. We have many products and services to meet your needs. We invite you to find out more about us. Go to fmbgriggsville.com and explore all the services we offer. Visit any of our 3 friendly locations in Mount Sterling, Griggsville, and Pittsfield today. The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville, local people helping local people, member FDIC.
I know we saw it as we went to break, Jack, but let's take a look at that run by Frito. And you watch, once he gets this edge here, good blocking out in front, by the way. Stanley with a big block. Once he got it, watch him pull away from everybody here. Blewett, who's a very quick young man, could not catch him from behind. Dove, caught a little bit of a heel, but Frito with the big 59-yard run for the score.
Down by 6, but the momentum's got to be the way of Calhoun right now. You got to be careful on this one.
Frito will kick this one off. Will he kick it deep? Yes, he will. Skimmerhorn and Pavin back there. Pavin will take it, fake the reverse. Has it at the 10, 15-yard line. Matt for some resistance around the 20. Breaks through there. Look out. 30, 35, 40. Cuts back. Frito slows him down, but he's still on his feet. 50, 45, all the way down to the Calhoun 42-yard line.
Big return by Drew Pavin to the 42. He was just kind of directing traffic. Gavin Blewett made a big block for him. Wyatt Skimhorn out there making a block, too. I see Zach Weir with a block. They had it lined up to the wall to the right, and Drew ran it just well done. Look at this, Charlie.
Big play after big play after big play. Pavin broke that tackle right at the 41 and tacked on about another 15 yards as he takes it to the Calhoun 41-yard line. Call it 18 yards.
Still got 14-plus minutes of football to play here, folks.
Hey, but the last few minutes have been pretty exciting, haven't they?
Not too bad.
I mean, the first other minutes were exciting as well, but, man, these kind of kicked it up to a different level. First and 10 from the Calhoun 41-yard line for Camp Point Central. They'll hand it off along the left-hand side. Friday, I believe, is their ball carrier. Skimmerhorn, excuse me. He'll be taken out of bounds inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line. Skimmerhorn, a 4-yard pickup on the play. Second down and 6.
Good blocking by Elijah and Robert Gooding out there. We haven't mentioned our center for the day either, Jack. Jared Summey doing a great job making sure the snaps are clean.
Jaden's done a great job. Skimmerhorn, tell you what, Calhoun did a nice job of boxing him in there and using the line, because when he turns the corner, he can disappear on you. Fast kids, both teams. Speed makes a difference in football right now.
Second down and 6 yards to go for Camp Point Central here. Under center is Moore. Puts a man in motion and Pavin. Hands it off to Ginnenbacher right side. Flipped up into the air. Taken down near the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 yards. Should be enough for a first down.
They're not marking it that way, Charlie. Doesn't look like. Oh, they're going to.
That's a first down.
They do. Now they do.
16th first down. They took their time and moved it back a little bit. Panthers are waiting for the ball to set. Now they're starting the clock. You got to let the chains get set, though, kid.
Just the box.
Here we go.
Moore looks to the sideline here. 1:43 and counting to the third. Camp Point Central, fresh set of downs to the Calhoun 31-yard line. They'll put Pavin in motion. They'll hand it to him on the second back. He'll be taken down. What a nice play there by Calhoun. Stanley tackles him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain, no loss. Second and 10.
This looks more like the Drew Pavin of the last couple of years, that when he gets inside like that, they bunch him up, and that's because of Calhoun tackling. But what a job by that defensive line and linebackers for Calhoun. I still wonder if there isn't something on the outside.
Just over a minute to play here in the third. They'll put Pavin in motion. Now return him to the wing-back position on the left-hand side. Clock running down here to a minute to play in this third period. 20-14. Camp Point Central has the 6-point lead. Second and 10 from the Calhoun 31. Pavin in motion again. They'll give it to Ginnenbacher. Right side, runs over a man. Stretches out near the 21-yard line. He's a yard shy of the first down. Give him a 9-yard pickup to the 22. It'll be 3rd and 1.
One more play probably for the Panthers. Are resetting the clock? We'll have to snap it twice, it looks like, Charlie.
36 ticks to play in this third.
They'll run this play, and that'll end the quarter, but Ginnenbacher needs about 2 yards for the first down, and that's what I think they'd like to start the fourth quarter with a new set.
Well, if you saw a touchdown here, it wouldn't end the quarter. 3rd and 1. Moore under center. He'll hand it off again to Ginnebacher. Cuts back to the middle. Spun around there. Stood up fighting for yards. He's got it. Inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 4-yard pickup on the play. That'll be enough for a first down, and that should be our final play of the third period. A dandy battle from the Kingdom of Calhoun. It's Camp Point Central 20, Calhoun 14. Exciting fourth quarter action. Do or die time for these two teams next on Central Illinois Sports.
Camp Point Central Sports are proud to have Dear Wester Grain as a sponsor of this broadcast. Dear Wester Grain, there for you for all your grain and feed needs. Why don't you give them a call and check out all the locations of Dear Wester Grain? With locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Dear Wester Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461, or on the web at dearwestergrain.com. Press Yours On You would like to wish all the area teams the best of luck this year. If you're looking to get your team shirts or just looking for spirit wear for yourself, remember Press Yours On You. We have over 1,400 square foot of retail space in our shop. Stop by and see us and check out our offerings. Business lets us help you promote your brand. Decoration methods we offer include screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Thank you to everyone in our community for the support over the last 16 years. Thank you for supporting local. Press Yours On You, 506 West Wood, Camp Point, Illinois.
Ready to start the fourth quarter. 20-14, the Camp Point Central lead over Calhoun on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. First and 10 for the Panthers from the Calhoun 18-yard line as we start this final quarter of play.
Defense is going to be the difference right here. If the Panthers can score, they could build that lead back up to a 2-score lead. But right now, just a 6-point lead.
Jack, we've seen it so many times. 1 or 2 key blocks that make the difference on whiffing or scoring.
First and 10. Moore under center. He'll hand the ball off to Pabin along the left-hand side. Drugged down there by Stanley. Stanley again stops at the line of scrimmage. Second and 10.
No doubt about it today. Ginnebacher, 199 yards and 20 carries on the day.
About a half-yard loss on that one, Charlie, and a nice tackle by Stanley.
Stanley is flying around here in the last couple of minutes on this Calhoun defense.
Have not seen Griffin get the ball but one time, I think, today. And you wonder the way they're selling out on the right side of the defense, left side of the offense, if there might be something to the right.
Camp Point Central comes to the line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. He'll hand it off on the left-hand side. Ginnebacher, man on the defensive end, stayed home, makes a nice play to the 15-yard line. And they're going to mark it here, Jack, right at the 15. Gain of 4 on the play, 3rd and 6.
Will Hurley, that defensive end we've called several times this afternoon, Jack. He's doing a great job staying home and making tough tackles.
I am so impressed with the improvement of this Calhoun team. Not that they played bad in that 30-22 game, but they have come today and given it all against a team who's clocked 9 of their 10 opponents.
Third and a long 6 here, 10:37 and counting of the contest. Moore under center, pitches it outside, looking for Pabin. Pabin breaks a tackle, keeps his legs moving. He's got the first down, it appears here. Looks like he's down near the 8-yard line. That would be a gain of 7 on the play, and it'll be a first and goal from the 8.
18 first downs for the Panthers, 7 for Calhoun.
That's a new way to get to the edge. We're getting the ball, just throw the ball out there to the edge, but it's kind of a risky toss out there. But Nick and Drew have played a lot of games together, football, basketball, both.
Drew just wouldn't quit driving his legs that time, and he probably gained 2 or 3 on the back of one of his blockers.
First and goal, ball is resting just on the 7-yard line. Moore will be under center with just over 10 minutes to play in this contest. Puts a man in motion, hands it off to Ginnebacher, running right up the middle. Turned backwards by the Calhoun defense at the 5. 2-yard gain on the play, second and goal.
Can eat a lot of clock up here on a goal line stand. You got to complete it with a score, but you can burn a lot of clock also.
Under 10 minutes to play in this second round action. Winner gets Belleville Altoff, it appears, as they're up big in their contest against Leroy.
Skimmerhorn out, Pavin back in. Here comes more with the play from Coach Ray.
No matter who the winner is, they would host next week.
Calhoun would host too?
Calhoun's only hosted this game. Altoff's been at home 2 times in a row. Under center is Moore on the second and goal from the 5. They'll pitch it outside to Pavin. Same play, gets to the edge and gets to the end zone. Pavin takes it in from 5 yards out this time, and Camp Point Central takes the 26-14 lead.
Good credit Jack Thompson out there on the edge to make a little space for him, and a nice lead block by Robert Gooding as well.
Second time we've seen that play on this series, that little pitch out. And Camp Point Central answers with another answer of their own.
This 2 points is huge. That would give you a 14-point lead with a kicker on the other team.
Single receiver right is Thompson. Moore under center. Puts a man in motion left to right. Going to be back to pass. Rolling to his right. A lot of pressure. Steps up, throws with pressure. Had a man in Griffin, but it's off of his hands. And no good, as it was a little high that time. And the score stays 28-14. 9 minutes.
26-14.
26-14. Sorry, there's a flagpole in my way. 9 minutes, 14 seconds to play in this contest. 26-14. Central on top behind a touchdown run by Drew Pavin.
Whether you're a hunter or not, gear up for the season right now with our sale going through November 5th at your local farm home supply, including the great front page deal on Box Babe right here. Plus, get $30 off our best-selling blind chair. If you need a heater, we got it, including the Buddy Mr. Heater portable heaters. Grab $25 off all in-stock Ariat boots, including work boots and cowboy boots. If you got a pet at home, get $3 off our store brand Heartland Harvest 40-pound dog food. And if you still got some yard work to do, we got $20 off the steel blower set. Grab these deals and more now through November 5th. Find them all at farmandhomesupply.com.
9 minutes, 14 seconds to play in the contest. Drew Pavin started the drive with a big kickoff return. Drew Pavin ended the drive on a 5-yard touchdown run.
Something new we saw, Charlie. 2 quick pitches to Drew that helped keep that drive alive, and the one that made the scoring play.
Still time for the Warriors, who can score in a hurry, as we saw with Friedel the last time around.
Good watch party over at Jersey's today.
Marco Rodriguez at the 40, Drew Pavin the near side, Jack Thompson the far side. Darren Rigg right in the middle with Elijah Ginnenbacher. We'll see how deep it goes and who makes the tackle.
Calhoun's got 3 guys who could take it to the house, as we told you the last time. Now they're going to switch up a little bit, kind of on the fly here, and switch Wallendorf and Friedel up. Stanley will take it at around the 20-yard line. At the 30, tries to retreat to get the corner. Has it here, 35. Still on his feet along the sideline. They'll say he was pushed out of bounds. Where are they going to mark him here? Guys around the 37-yard line, and that is where Calhoun will start 1st and 10 at their own 37 with 9:07 to play in this contest.
Jack Thompson on the edge tackle. You know, Charlie, the Warriors have started about every possession just a few yards before or behind the 40-yard line. Good possession to start all day.
Bowlers Universe is open Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., Fridays until midnight, Saturdays 4 to midnight. You'll find them on the west side of Pittsfield. A great menu and a great time to be had by all at Bowlers Universe in Pittsfield. 1st and 10 for the Calhoun Warriors. Needing an answer here. They'll hand it off, trying to get Friedel on the edge this time, and he's chased down from behind right at the line of scrimmage.
Connor Griffin, wow, what a defensive play by Connor out there. Chasing from his linebacker spot, got across the line of scrimmage, made the one-man tackle.
Friedel was letting those blocks set up out there, and he didn't realize Griffin was chasing him down from behind. 2nd and 10. Single receiver out to the left. Now a couple of men will come to the left-hand side. This man's going to come off.
Is it, can you? Yeah, I guess
Webster came off late there. Put a man in motion, and Stanley handed off to the fullback here. No, the quarterback, Lorton, kept it, and he pays the price.
He's lucky he didn't lose the ball there. He did a nice job hanging on.
They'll give him forward progress to the 39-yard line. Gain a yard of the play, 3rd and 9.
Sorry, Charlie. Connor Griffin, Mason Miller. Connor really lighting it up here on the defensive side of the ball for the Panthers.
Wallendorf wide to the left now.
This is where you make your money if you're a good defense, getting big stops right here. Let's see if Central can come through. Lorton has got some room out in front of him, throws across the middle of the field, and it's caught and dropped.
Gavin Blewett separated football from the receiver. Nice hard hit by Gavin from the safety position.
Was the receiver that time Friedel?
Friedel on the intended receiver.
Stops the clock, brings up a 4th down here. And yeah, you'll see it on the Northwestern Mutual instant replay as Gavin blew it right into the backside and the ribs of Friedel. Popped that ball loose. Wow.
I think they'll have to punt, and Friedel's going to have to go back and punt after getting that hit, as they're going to try to pin the Panthers deep. Nobody back to receive the punt.
8 minutes to play. Down by 12 is Calhoun from their own 39-yard line. Not everybody will love this, but this is the right call. It's a good punt. Slow down ball. And it will. It's going to roll inside the 10, out of bounds at the 7-yard line. Another tremendous placement of the punt by Friedel.
Friedel's been special today. My goodness.
7 minutes, 48 seconds left in this one. Central will have it 1st and 10 from their own 70-yard line. Roulette and Twine, located just north of Pittsfield, across from the airport. Hey, check them out for all of your outdoor decorations, wall hangings, concrete lawn ornaments, statues, fountains. They've got everything in all shapes and sizes at Roulette and Twine. Stop by and see Smilin' Rick and Tracy Roulette and Twine, just north of Pittsfield.
Calhoun really needs to force a turnover here. The Panthers have been back in their own territory a lot of times last couple seasons, and they've been able to get out of there. They've got to do it once again to preserve this, 12-point lead.
7:48 to play.
Both teams have all their complement of timeouts, Charlie.
Correct. Put a man in motion. Now they'll have Moore keep it again on that quarterback keeper. They've kind of gone to that play several times in the second half. He'll get up across the 10 to the 11-yard line, gain of 4 yards on the play.
It's just a slight misdirection and hitting an interior gap instead of the wide gap. It's been successful here lately.
57 yards for him on the day and 9 carries. That 15-yard touchdown just moments ago and the extra point.
It's 2nd and close to 7 yards to go here. Just over 7 minutes left in this contest.
I would think we're going to try to use a lot of clock as well. We're under 10.
Panthers come to the line of scrimmage with 7 seconds on the play clock. Put a man in motion. They'll hand it off to the fullback in Ginnenbacher. Nope, they'll have it to the second back. Who fooled me even that time, Jack? That's Griffin on one of his first carries of the day. Takes it up to the 16-yard line, a 5-yard gain on the play, and it brings up a 3rd and 1. Well-designed play that time by the Panthers, and the fake was carried out really well. Fooled me.
His knee must have went down because he landed a little farther than that, and they spot the ball right on the 16.
3rd down and a yard to go. Clock is rolling. 6:35 to play. Double tight, double wing for the Panthers. Nick Moore under center. Hands it off to Ginnenbacher right side, has the 1st down. Stretches out across the 20 to the 22. Pick up of 6 on the play and a 1st and 10 for Camp Point Central.
211 yards on the day on 23 carries. By far the most carries for any Panther this season.
It's for a kid who wasn't playing running back the last time these two teams played, right?
Right.
Jack Webster on the Warrior tackle. Connor Griffin comes out. Elijah comes out for a break. That means we've got Skimmerhorn and Joseph Friday in the backfield.
He was a tight end the last time they played.
Not a tight end anymore. Now the handoff goes to Skimmerhorn. He runs backwards. He's trying to get some running room, now trying to make something happen. And it's going to take a big loss on this play.
Cannot do that.
Back inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. A loss of 8 yards on the play. It's going to be a 2nd and 18.
Even if you're not going to be able to turn the corner, you can't give up that kind of yardage when you're that deep in your own territory, and we'll see the other back in the ball game.
5:30 to play. Clock counting down here, but with 3 timeouts for Calhoun, this one's still far from being over.
You better believe it.
Calhoun needs a turnover here in a bad way, though. If they could get some sort of a strip and the momentum headed back their direction, that would be huge.
2nd and 18.
Put Pavin in motion. Moore's going to keep it again along the left-hand side, picking his way through the defense, taken down. Across the 15 up near the 17-yard line, a gain of 3 on the play. It'll be a 3rd and 15, and Calhoun will take their first timeout here in the second half. 5 minutes, 5 seconds left, 26-14. Camp Point Central leads Calhoun.
The caring and experienced professionals at Hamilton Funeral Homes are here to support you through this difficult time. We offer a range of personalized services to suit your family's wishes and requirements. You can count on us to help you plan a personal, lasting tribute to your loved one, and we'll carefully guide you through the many decisions that must be made during this challenging time. You're welcome to call us at any time of the day, any day of the week. Visit our funeral home in person or on the web at hamiltonfuneralhome.com. Call 217-593-6517.
5 minutes, 5 seconds left in this one. 26-14, the lead for Camp Point Central. Timeout taken by Calhoun to stop the clock. It's 3rd and 15 yards to go here for the Panthers from their own 17-yard line. Calhoun looking for a stop. Central looking to keep that clock moving here and force Calhoun to burn those timeouts.
Well, if they get a stop here, Charlie, they'll take their second timeout, right, and force the punt. This is where we are not in 4-down territory for sure.
That would be my guess as well.
Warrior fans.
And if you're Camp Point Central, I can't imagine you're going to see anything too fancy here. They'll put Griffin in motion. They'll send more back to pass. I'm surprised by this. Down the sideline, that's pass interference.
Penalty flag.
That is pass interference. As they'll tell you time and time again.
Intended for Drew Pavin. Sorry, Charlie. Lorton on the coverage. Drew Pavin, ball was behind him. He had to come back and try to make the catch and ran into the cornerback.
Be a penalty that will not result in a first down, as it's still, what was it, 3rd and 14, Jack?
Yep.
It'll be a 3rd down play again here. Some say that it was over his head, an uncatchable ball, but
he called it a first down.
Well, it's a 15-yard penalty, right? And we had 14 to go.
And even though it was probably a ball out of bounds, in the high school rule book, there is no such thing as an uncatchable ball. So that will result in a first down and a big-time play there up to the 33-yard line.
32 yards of penalties on Calhoun, none on the Panthers today. Some said that when they played at Camp Point the last time, Calhoun felt like there were some flags that went against them, according to fans, and that'll always happen. But today, it's been about the same. There weren't a lot of penalties in that game, but those little 5-yard penalties just really make a difference.
Well, that one's big. I mean, the ball was out of bounds, so you wouldn't necessarily need to have committed the penalty. They'll hand the ball off to Genenbacher, running up the middle, pushing the pile here, still running forward and up across the 40 to the 41-yard line, 8-yard gain.
219 yards now, and that's a difference maker because he just eats up so much of the time left in the ball game by running the ball. You reset. Nick Moore knows how to stall the game and see those play clocks. And this is one time putting the play clocks up really helps the team that's ahead with the offense.
Well, the ball's on the far hash mark, which is nearest our sideline, so that gives Casey and Nick a little extra time to lay out the play. Give Nick a little breather. He's busy going back and forth from the hash mark to the sideline.
He's just played every play of the game. He's under center here on a 2nd and 3. Genenbacher bounces off the pile, stretches forward. Looks like he's got another first down to the 44. Gain of 3 and a 1st and 10.
Genenbacher now picks up another first down. That is the 21st of the ball game for the Panthers.
Clock counting down here with just over 4 minutes to play. Calhoun's got 2 timeouts at their disposal. And this big crowd on the home side of the Calhoun side has been silenced here.
You know, the crowd was big when the game started, but it's just continued to grow, and there are people all the way around the field. This looks like the old Greenfield Calhoun games.
Snap will come with under 3:39 to play. Moore takes the snap, hands it off to the second back in Pavin. Pavin out to the 47-yard line, or was that Griffin, guys?
That's Drew Pavin.
Okay, thank you. That's a 6-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 4.
83 yards, 14 carries for Pavin on the day. Hasn't gotten that big carry that puts you over the top.
Friedel and Cronable on the tackle. Charlie, I noticed Nick took the snap at 1 second on the play clock.
They'll say it's.
We're going to be under 2:40 at this snap.
Didn't get much of a mark on that one, did they?
No. To the 47 is where that ball really is setting now.
4 yards, actually, huh?
Yep. Clock rolling, under 3 minutes left. Central trying to ice this one away. They'll hand it off the left-hand side. Ginnebacher tripped up, but to the Calhoun 49-yard line.
Calhoun takes the second timeout.
Gain of 4 on the play. It'll be a 3rd and they're going to call it about 3. Not much of a spot there either. Calhoun takes the time out with 2:44 left. So Calhoun needs a stop here. A first down for Camp Point Central, Jack, would basically seal the deal in this one, barring some sort of a really, really strange happenings here.
You know, the first game was a good one. This one was a tremendous game for both sides. I mean, I don't think there's any comparison, Bob, between the two games on excitement all the way through the game and the great defense he plays on both sides.
The thing I would say, Jack, there's been times where it's just been power, grinded out, and then bursts of explosiveness. So you've seen it all today.
Hey, you've seen the likes of Stanley and Friedel really turning it on. On the other side, Elijah Ginnebacher, who did not run the ball one time in the last time they played because he wasn't at fullback yet. He was playing tight end. But he's been a difference maker.
After 3 periods, Casey Westfield leads Greenfield Northwestern 14-8. Nashville beats Q&D 27-18. 3rd down here. In the wishbone formation. Deep man, Pavin, first down. Spins away. Uh-oh. He might go 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. And he says, why get a first down when you can have a touchdown? Pavin, a 41-yard touchdown run. And Camp Point Central looking like they'll be moving on.
122 yards in a day. Drew takes the ball. Did you say 41 yards?
41 yards.
His second touchdown in a row. That's what he's done in every playoff game in the last year or so. He just ices the game at the end by getting on the outside, and he's just unstoppable at that point.
Well, Central's not had as much success with the depth of the backs today, but this first group has been impressive.
They'll have a tough opponent in Belleville-Althoff, but they'll show up to play, and it'll be at Camp Point Central, and we'll be there.
Single receiver out wide to the left-hand side, and the 2-point conversion here. Under center is Moore, hands it off to Ginnebacher. Looks like he's well short on the 2-point try, and it is no good. 2 minutes, 34 seconds left in this contest. Drew Pavin, don't let him get outside, because when he does, he'll do just that. Take it to the house and put Central on top, 32-14.
GSI grain bins are built using the highest strength steel available. This allows you to store more grain to maximize your profitability and efficiency. Buy one now and receive our winter discount program. Mixer Lumber Company, your GSI grain bin dealer.
Griffin Signs in Time at 122 South 9th Street in Quincy is a full-service sign company that can complete any project, from fully wrapping your entire fleet of vehicles, digital signs, storefronts, to creating small banners and signs. The right and professional signage is the difference of getting the job, heading folks in the correct direction to find you, or creating a brand recognition for potential customers. Put the right signs in your customer's mind with Griffin Signs in Time. Call 217-228-7470.
32-14 is the Camp Point Central lead on top of Calhoun. With 2 minutes, 34 seconds left in this contest, as a little bit of a rain shower has started to fall here at Calhoun.
Didn't see that projection.
We did not. Rodriguez will fake the onside and then kick this one deep. A game that became very close for a moment, and then a big response by Camp Point Central as Rodriguez will kick this one. Going to be taken near the 20-yard line, 25. This is Friedel, who stood up and power driven into the ground here by Blewett. At the 30-yard line, and that is where Calhoun will start 1st and 10 at their own 30 with 2:28 to play.
Kevin Blewett made some really strong defensive plays here, separated that pass completion that would have kept the Calhoun drive alive, and made some big stops from his safety position on runs.
That was one of the biggest plays in the ball game, Bob. Thank you for reminding us of that. It was a dandy. Our sideline camera guys must have been getting wet. They came up to see us.
Glad they did. That's equipment that I don't want to pay for again right away.
Okay.
2:28 to play. Should have brought the umbrella. Didn't know it was supposed to rain. Ballendorf, a little late coming down the sideline there. He is wide open out here. Nobody is covering him. Lorton will throw it out to Wallendorf, who's out there all by himself. And look out, 50, 45, 40. He's trying to be chased down from behind by Pavement to the 20, down to the 15-yard line. He snuck in from the sideline there, got in just inside the numbers.
Can you do that?
Well, he got inside the numbers before the play was called. He went no huddle. Where are they going to mark him at, guys?
Drew was telling everybody, I didn't know anybody was back
30.
there. Who's helping me? Nobody knew he was back there.
So he's at the 14, so 36 on one side, 20 on the other. 56-yard play. And a 1st and 10 to the 15-yard line for the Warriors. Not over yet. Lorton puts a man in motion. He'll be back to pass again. Pressure from the backside. Hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Hit the ground there. 2nd down.
Caden Niekamp on the pressure. Reese Wilkie also in the backfield, making the pass be rushed just a tad.
2 of 6 passing on the day. That one for Lorton was 56 yards, a 6-yard touchdown pass too. And he has gotten hit a bunch today. Webster comes off the field.
And you see on this Northwestern Mutual instant replay, Wallendorf was all by his lonesome out there, and Pabin was the only man who had a chance to catch him. Here they'll give it to Stanley along the right-hand side, looking for room. Going to be taken down near the 11-yard line. 4-yard pickup on the play. 3rd down, 6 yards to go for the Warriors.
Caden Niekamp stood his ground and came in and made the tackle.
He just spun off the block that time to make that tackle.
3rd down here for Calhoun, under 2 minutes left. Down 32-14. Put a man in motion. Give it to the motion man and Friedel. Friedel is wrapped up, taken out of the backfield. Is that Niekamp?
Caden Niekamp again, this time for about a 6-yard, 7-yard loss. Caden Niekamp turning it on here at the end of the game.
Back to the 17-yard line, lost 6. 4th and 12.
Niekamp still has to have mom drive him to practice, by the way, just a sophomore.
Yeah, that's a fairly impressive thing when you think about it.
Got a brother in junior high, too.
And the Central Panther fans are happy about it. Back to pass is Lorton. Rushed here, has to throw it downfield into the end zone. It's a jump ball, and it is incomplete at the goal line.
Nick Moore is back there on the pass coverage along with Nate Peters. There are 2 Warriors in proximity to the end zone, but kind of a battle for a jump ball, and ball falls to the ground.
That'll be a turnover on downs and victory formation coming up here for the Panthers. Let's look at that hit on the 3rd down play if we can. From Caden Niekamp here. Look at this. He just absolutely manhandled Friedel in the backfield.
Charlie, how about taking a moment to thank our linemen today who's been making these things work. Gavin Blood, Mason Miller, Connor Griffin, not a lineman, but a guy who's been a big part of making holes happen. Caden Niekamp, Reese Wilkie, Darren Rigg, Wes Crooks, Jace Wallace, Robert Gooding, and Jaden Summy, our center, who's been perfect on the snaps today.
1 knee, 1 more to go here. And Camp Point Central will move to 11-0 on the season and have a date at home against Belleville Alltop next Saturday. Calhoun will bow out on the season at 7-4, but return a tremendous nucleus to the squad, along with a JV team that I believe was undefeated again this year for Calhoun. The days are bright ahead for the Warriors, but this year it's the time to shine for the Camp Point Central Panthers. They win 32-14 over the Calhoun Warriors. They move on to the quarterfinals, someplace that this program is sort of accustomed to getting each and every year, and they do it in an impressive manner in the second half, and behind their feature backs in Ginnenbacher and Pavement. We'll have all of your final stats. We'll also name our player of the game on the Blessing Health System post-game show next on Central Illinois Sports.
Before the TAVR, I was very active, worked out at the Kroc Center. I would say less than a week. Well, of course, Amy tells me I couldn't do squats. She even wrote it in my discharge paper. Great big, Sandy, no squats. So I did a couple.
Oh my word.
Don't tell her.
I knew she was going to, but I have the best job in the world to get to work with these patients.
Here in Pittsfield, we're focused on maintaining a healthy, diverse economic base to increase opportunities for our residents. Economic factors greatly affect a community's overall potential, and we strive to continue our prosperous culture. The availability of both commercial and industrial employment centers and new lucrative entrepreneurship opportunities are major assets for growth and development here in Pittsfield. In addition to providing employment and income to people, Pittsfield also boasts several tax incentive districts to further facilitate economic growth. Examples of growth and success can be seen throughout Pittsfield. Pittsfield is located within Pike County and widely known for the abundance of white-tailed deer, and is also home to companies that have capitalized from the region's natural resources. Located over on Madison Street, Whitetail Properties is a major local and international employer that truly embodies the local and economic spirit of Pittsfield. State-of-the-art communications and telecommuting are available here. Be sure to catch their televised series throughout the week on the Sportsman Channel. Come grow and be a part of something great in Pittsfield, Illinois.
The thing for me that really separates DOT, senior leadership and the owners of the business really focus on employee engagement.
We have some of the best people managers.
The Tracy family, senior leaders throughout the business, really all of our leaders care about the employees that work here.
And that allows for a lot of families to come work at Dot Foods, and I think that's part of it, is being able to have all those different schedules and the flexibility to be able to move things around when life happens.
Welcome back on the postgame show presented by Blessing Health System, with locations throughout the region. Specialty care, primary care, and emergency medicine. Blessing Health is here to serve you and your family close to where you live. Learn more at blessinghealth.org. Final on this one, 32-14. Camp Point Central moves to 11-0 on the season. Calhoun bows out of the year at 7-4, and a good year for Coach Aaron Elmore's squad. And Jack, I'm telling you, this thing is on the up and up for Calhoun. They are just starting to scratch the surface of how good this team could be. And there are some really, really bright days ahead for this Calhoun program.
These juniors are going to be something again next year. Calhoun folks, way to come out and support your team today. Great crowd here in the Kingdom of Calhoun. Let's take a look at some scoring in the third quarter. It was a 15-yard run by Nick Moore at the 2:34 mark, made the game a 20-7 score after Nick Moore went in from 3 yards out on the two-point conversion. Then Calhoun would come back on a 59-yard run by Patrick Friedel at the 2:23 mark. The kick after was good. It was 20-14. Panthers see Drew Paben go out from 5 yards to 9:14 mark. Pass no good for the point after, 26-14. Then Paben sealed the deal with a 41-yard run at the 2:34 mark of the fourth quarter. Points after were no good, 32-14, and that's how we ended it today. On the individual stats on the day, let's first look at Calhoun, and let's get that sheet in front of us. Calhoun had 34 rushes, 173 yards. They passed the ball 7 times, completed 2 for 62 total yards. One of those a 6-yard touchdown pass to Patrick Friedel. The other a 56-yard pass to Wallendorf as the game was drawing to an end. Patrick Friedel ran the ball 8 times, 76 total yards. 14 yards for Jack Webster on the day on 4 carries. 17 yards Miles Lorton on 8 carries. 41 yards Chris Stanley on 10 carries. 10 yards Connor Longnecker on 4 carries on the day. Once again, Miles Lorton was 2 of 7 on the day. And so they ended up with 173 and 62, which is 235 total yards on the day on the offensive side. Panthers build it up big on 26 carries from Elijah Ginnenbacher, 226 yards. Drew Paben, 15 carries, 122 yards. They had 22 first downs in the ball game. 7 yards for Joe Friday on 2 carries, -4 for Wyatt Skimmerhorn on 3 carries on the day. Nick Moore carried the ball 10 times for 60 yards, none bigger than that punt fake, and then a 15-yard touchdown run and a 3-yard run for the point after. -3 yards for Nate Peters on the day. Connor Griffin had 2 carries for 5 yards, but the blocking of Connor Griffin made this happen. Nick Moore was 0 for 3 on the day, 1 interception. The Panthers rally up 403 yards in total offense on the day for the win.
The teams huddle with their coaches, Calhoun with their fans around them on the field here at Calhoun High School. And like we said, a lot of good things have come for this Warriors program. One thing I will want to say, Jack, you know, when you have a program like this, and Calhoun has had a lot of success when it comes to like the junior football level, sometimes people can be overly critical of coaching. Well, it becomes a lot harder when you get to the high school level. And I'll tell you what, if I was Calhoun, I wouldn't want anybody else leading this program but Aaron Elmore and the coaching staff they have here.
Aaron Elmore, a phenomenal job, one of the kindest young men, a good, strong spirit, and he teaches young men to be strong men in the future. And Aaron Elmore doing a great job on the other side. the coaching staff, well, the whole coaching staff for Calhoun, guys that I've known for years and years, and they're just great young men. And I'm just so proud of the job that they do on the Camp Point Central side. How can you do anything but be proud of that group there? Elijah Ginenbacher on the day just put the team on his back and said, here we go on the offensive side.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. Let's talk about a really pivotal play in this game. How about that fake punt? Inside your own territory, I think only up by a score at that point. You drop Moore back 10 yards. He needs to gain 7, gains 8. So he had to run 18 yards, and Bobby made it just by the hair on his chin there.
Some of these tight games, yeah, we weren't sure from here, but we could tell the mark. But I know the far side, they couldn't tell the mark. And that was a slow developing play, and Calhoun had 3 defenders on him, and Nick just squeaked by the last one for that last half yard to get the first down and keep the drive moving.
And I think that play call shows a lot of respect that Brad Dixon and his coaching staff have for Calhoun, because they knew they could not give Calhoun the ball back right there, Jack.
Brad Dixon's going to tell you I don't make offensive calls. That was all Casey Ray making that call, and that's one of the things you see from this team, the trust in the coaching staff for each other. But not many people probably would have made that one, but it was the difference maker in this contest.
Time to name our player of the game, presented by Edward Jones Financial Advisor Derek Harris. Financial investments are important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, parents, and mentors. Derek Harris, your Edward Jones Financial Advisor, understands this. That's why Derek Harris is a proud sponsor of the player of the game on Central Illinois Sports, and he might not have started the season as a running back, but I have a feeling that Elijah Ginenbacher may be a running back.
He may be able to run the ball a few more times. 26 carries, 226 yards, had to have 10, 12, 14 tackles on the day, and punishing some people when he does that. On the other side, I'm going to tell you, though, I think we ought to also talk about Patrick Friedel, who really played a contest today. Miles Lorton in his last game as a football player at Calhoun, tremendous job there, too. There are a lot of players of the game, but let's face it, Elijah Ginenbacher walks away with this one.
A good small school football playoff game here today. Next week, well, things go up to a little different level for Camp Point Central. Belleville-Althoff will come to town, just a small private school in the small village of Belleville, just south of here a piece, and a fairly talented squad with a big offensive line and a running back that transferred over from Vashon, and it'll be a tough task for Brad Dixon's squad, but hey, I don't know, Jack, if they have to get on the bus and travel, I'd say that's an advantage a little bit if you're Camp Point Central.
They have faced each other before. Remember, we were at the
Candy Stripe field.
The Candy Stripe Peppermint Patty field for Lindenwood, but this time they got to come to Adams County and Camp Point Central. I just say I want to congratulate you once again for screwing this all up, because you didn't do a very good job of making sure things are fair. But the Panthers will come to play against Althoff, and we'll be there to bring it to you.
That we will here on Central Illinois Sports. Thanks to our sponsors for bringing this one with us to you today. Thanks to Bob Ray, John Hull, Tim, and Thomas. I'm Charlie Hull, thanking you for joining us this afternoon for another Central Illinois Sports presentation.